Bam, we're live.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Real Sevan Podcast. Sevan has made it, thank goodness. Colin, he's already on you.
What?
Dang. Right
What?
away.
Is there a shower on or something? What do I hear? You guys hear that? Oh, hold
No,
on. I'm
nothing.
gonna mute. Souza, Kate. No, whoops. You. Whoops. No. Oh, it's Kate. It's
Is
Kate. It's Kate. You guys watch. I'm gonna mute Kate. Watch. Oh my God! You know what that is? That's the hum of her ovaries. She's probably ovulating. That's the there. She's dropping an egg right
You're
now.
a few days out. I'm sorry. I'm post ovulation.
And I'm gonna be getting so much trouble for being sexist for judging
Does
that
this
sound.
okay? Does this
Okay.
help? Does that make it worse?
That's better.
That's better.
Oh, but then I got an echo.
Turn down
Okay.
just slightly. Just slightly.
What about
Oh,
that?
so much
Worse?
better. Yes.
Oh, so weird.
Perfect.
Okay,
But I still hear it.
that's so strange. I'm just gonna press a couple buttons, and if it improves, just let me know.
Where is James Hobart?
He's changing his shirt
That's a
apparently.
great question.
Yeah, is that the exact same setup you had as last week?
Cool.
You, Miss Kate?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same setup I have every week.
Wow, that's a trip that I hear that. Is it placed different, like in conjunction to your headphones or your computer?
There he is.
No.
What's up, Hobart? Hobart, do you hear that? Oh, Hobart's muted.
I'm
Yeah,
back,
muted.
baby.
Hey,
There he is.
Up, cuties.
I muted Kate to see if that sound would go away.
Is it on my end? It's pretty quiet where I am.
Sevan, I hooped. CF Kate is taking the helm again tonight. What do you mean again? What the fuck are you talking about?
Done. There you go. She's taking it.
Oh,
Pull that,
I
pull
see
that
what you
dock
mean.
up.
You mean like Hobart was like not going to do reading the news?
I'm done. I'll just kick back, relax.
Okay, hang on. Can you still hear the like buzzing or the whatever noise you can hear, Sevan? I'm gonna change my audio in a minute. I want you to tell me if it's better.
Okay, I still hear it a little bit.
Okay, I'm okay.
Abe, this is actually my
Oh,
wife's
now
chair.
you're muted, Kate.
She wanted like an epic
Yeah, I
office
just
setup, so we
switched
bought
to my
her this
computer audio.
super
Oh,
ergonomic
yeah,
space
now-
chair that's
now-
actually really comfortable.
Jesus Christ.
That's a fancy chair.
It is. It was not.
Hobart, we're doing an audio check, and you and Suze are just fucking off, just having a conversation on the side. We're 3 minutes into the show. Yeah, thank you. Fucking A. I know what that is. I know what you did. Sevan Games 2019. But now your voice is like echoey.
Yeah,
Mine?
that's because it's just my computer now. It's not like the fancy microphone. Okay, let me do that.
Kate, are you single?
No,
Are,
I mean
Thanks a
I'm
lot,
in an
Chris.
open relationship, but I'm not single.
are you available?
To a degree, I don't know. It depends. I'm not unavailable.
So
No, I
it
like
is.
that.
This is kick it off.
If I asked you if you were single and then someone said you weren't dating other people, then that would be just someone's making a presupposition that someone who's not single isn't dating, and that would be a mistake to make that presupposition with you. God, I don't even know what I just said.
No, I don't know. I have no idea. Is the noise back? Is that annoying? Is that better?
Okay, everyone, listen up. So this DM, so there's a guy over in the UK who's in Special Forces. And do you guys know what Special Forces is?
Yeah.
And we DM quite a bit, and we talk
Thanks,
about
Colin.
just the state of affairs of the world. And sometimes our text will get really long, and he'll send me voice text, and he has a really nice voice. He has a very nice voice. And anyway, and I don't talk back to him. One, because like I don't like sending voice DMs. I just type shit out. But two, like once someone like uses their voice like this on you, you don't talk back to them. But listen to this. This came in just a couple days ago. Tell me if you guys can hear this. Ready? It was a long voice message, and this is the last 41 seconds of it.
Oh yeah, one last thing. Kate Gordon, mate, is so fit, so sexy, so straight up there, talks so much sense, and is just an all-round good dude. I really like Kate. Hope you're well, my man. Loving your work, loving the podcast. I've fallen behind lately because I've been away on courses doing these military civility and experience things. So I'm rapidly trying to catch up on all the good stuff. So keep up the good work, mate, and say hello to that lovely Kate Gordon from me. Take it easy, my man.
He has the kind of voice that you would want reading an audiobook.
I every time he says your name, I just put in my name and I feel movement in my pants. I want you to be very honest with me. Does that get you like a little bit like that opened up a chakra or something for you?
He has a great voice. I completely agree with you.
And
you could definitely play that again and I'd be okay with it. Yeah,
Sevan's listened to that 12 times now, gotten off half the time. The second part is a fucking lie. I've not gotten off, but I have listened to that 12 times. Like I played it for my wife 5 times. I played it for my mom. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Listen.
Kate Gordon, mate, is so fit, so sexy, so straight up there, talks so much sense.
I mean, he's covering all the bases. First, he just comes off just as such a like he just wants to just fucking lick her, stuff. And then he switches, and she makes so much sense. And like you're just like, all right, I'm not going anywhere, somebody. But then this is my favorite part. This is how I know he's me.
And he's just an all-round good dude. I really like Kate. Hope you're well, my man.
Dude, everyone's starting to fall in love with Kate. What the fuck is going on here?
Oh, I thought you were about to say everyone's starting to fall in love with that guy who left the message.
No. But I mean, this is just
like
God.
Special forces in the UK. Smart human, obviously.
I think he sucks, just for the record.
Oh, hey, Hobart, I'm feeling a little bit of jealousy too. I didn't express it quite so obviously to you, Hobart, but I'm feeling a little bit of jealousy too. Don't worry, we got her.
I'm really enjoying this podcast. This is a great episode.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm not doing shit for the rest of the episode.
The first thing someone says,
Mr. England. Oh man.
Tough. Look at Sousa ran away. Bye, Sousa. Thank you for everything. Oh. All right. How many minutes into the show are we? Jesus,
7.
8. If we started talking about the news now, that would be a record.
Well, let's not do it then.
I am full of just so much love and light.
That's interesting. Tell us more.
That's it. It's just.
Is that from your Raw podcast?
No, it's because I'm listening to this. I'm listening to this book by. Sure as fuck ain't because of Colin Lawrence's comments. I'm listening to this audiobook, The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer.
Oh, I've read that.
Oh,
someone gave me that book.
Oh.
I actually found it a little bit hard to read. There was some really good pieces in it, but there was a lot that I was like, I don't know. Some of the language is just a little bit far out for me.
Oh, well, for me, I read so much far out shit like that. Like I read all that fucking Yogananda, Buddhism. I read all that Taoism. I go way into it and Be Here Now and all that jazz. And this guy was just like, no, actually, it's just like this. And then he's just like step by step. I was like, wow. This guy's just like, I'm just loving it. I'm just loving it. Yeah, that book. I don't have that many copies. I have one. I have one audio copy.
Yes, Derek, this is my voice now.
Hey, and how about the fact that that guy's special forces? I mean, while you're sleeping, like he makes love to you, tucks you in bed, and then goes stands guard at the fucking front of the house. I mean, it's nuts. Kate, how tall are you?
5'8".
Oh, I see. And
Sevan, how tall are you?
I'm 5'5", but I haven't measured in a long time.
She's a little taller than maybe.
It's not exactly what I was thinking. But... And Kate, could you front squat 165 for a set of 10?
165. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right.
Let me convert it. Wait, 165. Yeah, it wouldn't be that fun, but I could do it.
Yeah, you could do it. All right.
So, are you finally back to doing regular CrossFit, or are you just still riding the assault bike?
I mean, Jesus, someone in the comments like, we need to chip in money and send Sevan to an affiliate. Like, I don't do regular CrossFit just because I talk about riding the assault bike a lot. I'll tell you what I did today. Did I work out today? Oh, Nelly. Today's my fasting day. Shit, I don't think I didn't work out today. Last night, I did 20 calories on the assault bike, 10 front squats with a 40-pound D-ball, and 10 strict pull-ups, 10 rounds. Is that CrossFit?
I like that workout a lot.
Yeah, it's really good. Thank you. 10 cals on the assault bike's what I used to do, but I've grown a set and I do 20 now. So I end up doing 200 in totality. And then that also allows me to do 10 unbroken pull-ups. Go ahead.
Okay, I did a workout today. I'd be curious to see how you do. And you can game it. So you have 60-minute clock. And it starts off, you have 3 singles of a back squat, 3 singles of a strict press, 3 singles of a deadlift. And then however much time you have.
I'm writing this down.
You row as many meters.
Say it again,
as possible.
Hobart. I want to write it down too. Say it again slower.
So 60-minute clock, 3, 2, 1, go. You do 3 singles of a back squat, 3 singles of a strict press, 3 singles of a deadlift. And then however much time you have left in that hour, you row as many meters as possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm all over that.
Wait a second. So you do 9 lifts and then row. What if you finish all the lifts in 1 minute? Then you row for 59 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of go about it however you want. I tried to warm up to like the heaviest I could for each. And then I did my 3 back squats basically on the minute. And then I did my 3 presses on the minute. And then my deadlifts took me a little longer than that. And I rode for about 48 minutes.
That's stupid as fuck.
Oh,
you're on
fuck.
you sold a programming app to CrossFit Inc. What the fuck is that?
That'd be a good .com workout.
God, what if Rich Froning heard that shit?
He would do well with that.
He'd be rolling in his grave. Yeah, I must be misunderstanding the workout.
No,
Well, it's CrossFit total and then
Yeah.
rowing, pretty much.
Or you could
have an
take
hour.
55 minutes to do the total, and then you could just row for 5 minutes.
Jeez, Hobart takes a week off and everyone saves their insults for him to come back.
Yeah.
I know, poor Hobart. I'm full of
Oh,
love.
good. Well, I can't wait to see what this
I'm
genius
full of
is
love
gonna
and
lay on
like
us.
there's special teams that are doing circle jerks to fucking Kate. Fucking poor Hobart. No one wants him back. Oh my goodness. Oh God. There's a psychological term for that. It's called scapegoat. It's where people project all of their misplaced aggressions, and it's all just on Hobart. Yes, British Columbia.
Hey, how's it going, Sevan and Kate?
I'm full of
And
love and light.
Hobart?
I'm full of love and light.
I was just quickly on here and just wondering, for the argument of one of the great, I was just listening to your podcast of the top 10 CrossFitters. And the one thing that doesn't get talked about, maybe because I wanted to wait till Hobart got on here, was what was it like in 2014 behind the scenes of Froning dealing with the adoption of his child, and how much of that was a psychological mind fuck going into the 2014 games before retirement.
That's a pretty personal story for them. But the one thing I'll add on that is I went down there, I think a couple of weeks before the games, and Rich was like, oh, hey, yeah, we're adopting. And I looked at the calendar and I was like, Rich, that's in 2 weeks, man. Like, it was almost just like this thing. They 100% committed, and it kind of, all of the steps that need to kind of work out fell into place. And then all of a sudden we were down there to train, and then there was a little baby in the house. It was wild. It was wild for them. But I think he handled it well because he still won. You know?
Yeah. Well, I watched the documentary Froning, and I'm a new father myself, so I just can't imagine what it was like to go through that, right before, you're, highlighted by the games, but yet they kind of talked about this story that was going on with their personal life. But I always just wanted to kind of know, like, that's never been brought into the factor of like a psychological thing going into your games life, your private life, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not talked about a lot, and I guess because it's not the flashy side of it. It's one of the things I've always found most impressive about all the athletes at the games is kind of, what are all the issues they have going on under the hood. So I would encourage you to, I'll do a little plug here for you. Listen to Sevan's other podcast with some other top games athletes, just because the stories that come out, the things they're dealing with, and how they navigate that throughout the season is really cool.
Yeah.
Like if you showed up there
you.
and you just had like a fucking world-class yeast infection and yet you're supposed to perform at the highest fucking level. It's like, my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what he meant, but
all right. Well, thank you guys.
I like his point.
Thank you for coming, Hobart. But you said things that they have going on underneath the hood, and whether it's adopt a baby or a world-class yeast infection, or you have a hemorrhoid the size of a golf ball that blew out of your ass while you were doing the CrossFit Total. What? Yeah,
what?
It's
Hell
what?
Yeah, $9.99. Nice,
dude. Okay, hold on. This podcast is amazing. I can't help but pay for this product. Speaking of workouts and Rich, what about Fantasyland?
Fantasyland.
You say it the way you want to say it.
This is a time for, I think, a Barbell Jobs plug.
Nice, Matt.
I hate it that it's so forced like that, James. Can't we just make it natural?
That was natural. It felt natural. Like it just sort of like welled up inside of me.
So it's funny. I see what's going on here. Kate took your job reading the news, and now you're inserting on plugging the sponsors. It's like just it's like
slowly,
it's Uno. Someone tossed in a card, and we had to trade hands.
I'm gonna have to just blank my screen out, just like Souza.
Well, I mean, Sevan wasn't here when I got on, so like I was ready to step up.
Fuck yeah!
I was about to change the little green name in the corner of my screen.
You were about
People
to start,
wouldn't have known the difference.
You're gonna start sexually harassing Souza?
Yeah.
Oh man.
This guy Dylan Vowell. Am I saying his name right? Do you think that's his real name?
No, it's too many L's.
Okay. Solid assessment. I like that, Hobart. What podcast was he listening to? It was one of my ones that I was most excited about, but had the fewest listeners. I had a guy on last week, a couple days ago, on Saturday. His name's Alex Caceres. He's been in 25 fights in the UFC, which is nuts. And he's on a 5-fight win streak. And this guy, Dylan, jumped in and was making it rain cash like a strip club. It was crazy. Hobart is definitely better to look at than low budget Steve-O. Oh, shit. Oh, you can't even see. You can't even see Susan. He's getting fucked up. Just throwing a grenade in the bathroom. He's just hiding back there taking a deuce.
That's
Boom.
such a good diss, man.
He brought him forward, and Susan took himself off again.
Coming from a guy with a man bun, too. Damn, Bruce Wayne.
Oh, shit.
Appreciate you.
Oh, shit. I want to look at that one more time. Low budget. It's so funny because we know exactly. I'm like, which one is? Oh, that's obviously low budget Steve-O. My goodness.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Dylan, I'm gonna court James Krause like a mofo. So the other day I asked him if he would come back on again and like we could do UFC stuff. I don't know who the fuck I think I am. It's like I'm a sophomore and I'm asking a senior out on a date. It's like it's crazy, but I'm gonna pursue him. I've scored hotter chicks than James Krause. I'm telling you, I can do it. Taller and hotter. 165 for 10. You can do that, huh, Kate?
Yeah, I reckon.
Hey guys, one thing that's pretty funny about this show. So like, I don't know Kate, except the first time I met Kate was when she popped onto my podcast. And then like, I don't know how many of these we've done together, right? 4 or 5.
Mm.
And then I finally, I've never talked to Kate outside of that at all. And then finally a couple of days ago, I don't know, I was probably taking a shower, taking a shit or something when I was thinking some deep thoughts. I'm like, you know what? I should probably call Kate once and like talk to her outside of the podcast. But you guys have seen this whole, this is mine and Kate's relationship. This is it. You guys have seen the whole thing. And Hobart, how many you've actually worked with Kate, right? You guys have a relationship outside of this shit show?
Yeah, we've worked together on staff for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And
So
competed
you're-
against too at the games, I think, on teams.
I'd say maybe you're a chaperone
What
even.
did you do,
Yeah,
Hobart, maybe you're a
possibly.
chaperone.
I was teams 2015 and 2019.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, not in 2019, but I was
Yeah.
fully washed up by then.
When you finished, what was your last year you competed, James, on the team?
2016.
And was that your worst year ever competing? Is that what you're saying? You were the least fit you've ever been that year?
No,
Oh, okay. I didn't think you'd say that.
no.
You were actually, was that the best? Were you better then than you were in 2015?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
way fitter in 2016.
Have
I
you ever done
actually think,
steroids? Have you
I
ever
had a-
done steroids? Look into
No.
the camera. Have you ever done steroids?
No,
All right. SARMs?
I don't know what a SARM is, but no,
Have you ever blown Ricky Garrard?
I can't confirm or deny that. No, I have not.
You know this is a video podcast, right, Hobart? This isn't
Yeah,
just
dude.
audio. All right.
Yeah, my mom's watching it right now. She's actually out here visiting. She said she's going to watch, and she might even throw something in the comments. I wanted to call in.
It makes me so uncomfortable. So my mom throws notes in the comments and I fucking hate it. But the other day she asked me, she's like, does it bother you when I put in the comments? I'm like, no, of course not. You be you. But I fucking drive
hate
me
it.
nuts. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I don't want anyone to think I was even ever born. I want people to think I was immaculate conception. I have a fucking mom.
I thought
I got a mom
were.
and a dad. It makes me so normal.
Actually, Sevan, your wife messaged me. We're friends on Instagram now.
Oh,
Oh yeah. What did she tell me she messaged you?
she didn't message me.
Something funny. Well, she was ripping on me. I think she was like commiserating with Kate about how much it sucks, or like thanking Kate for maybe taking me off her hands for an hour and a half a day or something. Sevan, does your mom text from Josh's phone? Great. Thanks, Tommy.
Wow,
You're a good dude. But you fucking do 20 burpees, dickhead. All right. How's the news today, Kate?
we have a. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Kate,
I mean,
rip
Hobart?
Rip
Jesus.
it. We have a
Jesus.
lot.
Actually, do you know what? I have this crazy story to tell you guys. This
Yes.
happened
Okay.
to my partner's sister. So I forgot to tell you about it last week, but her car was stolen. However, the way that this guy stole her car is he rocked up to test drive it, like responded to an ad on like our equivalent of Craigslist or whatever you guys sell cars on, showed up, handed over a driver's license, like handed over as in like, yeah, keep the driver's license for safekeeping. I'm going to go for a test drive. Her partner was going to hop in the car with this guy, and he grabbed the keys off her and like jumped in the car and just drove the car away. And that was how her car was stolen from this guy doing a test drive.
Was it the correct license?
No, so he'd stolen the license from someone else. So it was a
Yes.
stolen license, given it over, then driven the car off. The weird thing was they just found it. They found it like this past week. So the cops found it outside of this house, like commission housing, and had the same plates on it, no damage. Like the car's locked, so they can't get into it. So they're going to go and find out if it's like messed up on the inside or not. They can't see anything. So
Wait, two questions. When you say he jumped in it and drove off, did she know instantaneously that was a bad sign?
yeah, I'm pretty sure because he got in without giving her partner time to get into the like passenger seat. Because he was going to go for the test drive with this guy, like test drive the car,
Oh.
obviously. So he got in too like fast for her partner to jump in and be like, "Hey, we're going to do this test drive together," and just fucking drove off. Just took the car.
What kind of car?
Porsche.
No, not quite a Porsche 911. Fuck, I can't remember. It was like some kind of 4-wheel drive.
Like a Toyota truck, like a truck or a Jeep.
Yeah, maybe something along those lines.
And when you said so what was this line you said about commissioned housing? This is where I become very judgmental and prejudiced. Watch me.
So I guess they find the car
Mhm.
outside of some commission housing or apartments or whatever. So not a great fucking area, I guess.
But tell me what commissioned housing is, because we don't have that in the United States. We have something called Section 8.
Section 8.
I think
It's just
yeah.
like it's like government
Aliens live
provided
there and poor
housing.
people. What is it?
Government provided housing. Yeah, for like poorer people.
Oh, so
But it's funny because some of the commission housing is in like incredible real estate because they were all built, 20, 30 years ago, and it's on like land that's worth millions of dollars, and it's this old shitty horrible apartments, just units and things. They're a mess, and they have like prime property that they're sitting on.
All the crime, when I lived in Berkeley, like 90% of the crime happened around that housing, and now that I live in Santa Cruz, all the 90% of the crime happens around that housing. It's fucking nuts. It's such fucking bullshit. It's such fucking bullshit. I don't know what the solution is, but it's not to keep giving fucking people housing so that they can love and like full of love and like. Okay. See, I steered myself away from that negativity.
Yeah, because that was about to be just a pure train crash.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that was my news. That was my story.
I would suspect that it's quite likely that most of the people who live in those housing projects don't come from happy homes with a loving mother and father. That would be my
True.
guess.
That was really accurate, I feel.
Yeah. Regardless if you're in Australia or if you're in.
Oh yeah, one last thing. Kate Gordon, mate, is so fit, so sexy, so straight up there, talks so much sense, and is just an all-round good dude.
He busted one right there. He busted one right there.
Tell him to start leaving more messages. I want him to do like the ads that you've been putting up on Instagram. I want him to do like the voiceover for the ads. To be like the news with Sevan,
get him to do our news voiceover.
Yeah.
Oh, and he should just stumble over mine and your name. The news with Sevan James and Kate Gordon.
Who's absolutely straight up.
It's so good. He has an incredible voice.
I ate the Liver King eats liver. I ate the Liver King. I love Kate Gordon. I mean, this guy is fuck. And there should be like some gun sounds too, like him setting down a pistol or like rolling like the whatever the cartridge is on a 6-shooter. Yeah. Hey, Will. So I don't know how to get this off my phone to I need to figure out how to do this.
Save it as an audio.
Yeah,
file.
I need to save it so that like it's over here.
I don't give a look. I don't give a.
I need it over there on the board like that. That's true. God, that would take our show to the next level.
Hope you're well, my man. Loving your work, loving the podcast. I've fallen behind lately because I've been away on courses.
Hurry up, back to Kate, buddy. Back to Kate.
Experience things. So I'm rapidly trying to catch up on all the good stuff. So keep up the good work, mate, and say hello to that lovely Kate Gordon from me. Take it easy, my man. Ta-da.
Say hello.
He's probably gonna send you some shit now.
I still don't like him.
If he doesn't, I'll be pissed.
Are you jealous a little bit? Is that like, hey, dude, we found her. She's ours.
That's Kate's great. Why doesn't he say that about me?
I just think
okay.
we just need girls. We just need women to more aggressively hit on men. It just doesn't happen yet. So we're just waiting for those kinds of people to come around, and then you'll get the calls, Hobart.
Oh, Hobart's had fucking more women thrown at. Let me tell you something, Hobart. Oh my God. Hobart has that perfect amount of manliness, yet passive gayness to him that women he's an open door. He's made to
like, hey girl, it's cool. I'm safe kind of thing.
Yeah. Like if a girl normally needs 3 or 4 beers to be really aggressive with a boy, she only needs like to crack a beer to be aggressive with Hobart.
That's actually the nicest thing you've ever said about me, I think.
He's like a 6-lane freeway, like at 3 a.m. There's just you and just you alone. I mean, you can do it. You can swerve all around on Hobart. He's
like a 6-lane freeway at 3 in the morning.
He's just safe. He's so safe. There's nothing that can go wrong.
Oh, that's great.
Thanks, man. I know, man. Craig, it's like I'm dying right now. We have a lot of news. We could just slowly get to it. There's a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you one quick story. My car last year was fucking stolen from in front of my dad's house. It was my 1990 Toyota pickup truck that my mom bought me brand new when I graduated from high school. She let me go to the Toyota dealership, negotiated. It was a V6 extra cab. She let me negotiate the price for $14,900. There's someone named Kristen Harrington. I went to high school with a Christine Harrington. I love James. He's the best. Too bad he's married. Huh, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's a good start. Can you send me a voice message telling me how much you love James, and I'll play it next week.
If you're from the UK, bonus points.
And if your voice sounds like this, that would be
Yes.
better.
That guy is going to call in and leave a voice message for Hobart next week.
So my truck gets stolen, and then like 2 weeks later, or I don't know, sometime later, I can't remember how I found out, but the cops contacted us and said, "Hey, we have your truck. It's at the impound yard." So I live in Santa Cruz. My dad lives in Berkeley, which is 70 miles north of me. And my dad says, "Hey, I'll go get your truck for you." So my dad goes there to get the truck, and they're like, "Hey, dude, they want $1,000 to get the truck out." And the state had already offered me $1,000 for my truck to take it off the road because it's a 1990 and they don't want trucks that old on the road. And I go, "What do you mean? Why my truck was stolen and now I have to pay $1,000 to get it back?" They said, "Well, you've left it in an impound yard for 2 weeks." I'm like, "I just found out about it today." They're like, "Well, they said they called you the night it was stolen." No one fucking called me. So I called the police officer who said he found the truck, right? And I go, "Hey, dude, you never called me the night it was stolen." He goes, "Well, yeah, I did." And he goes, "No, you didn't." And he goes, "Well, I called your dad." And I'm like, "Well, like, you didn't call me. I'm being punished now." So then check this out. I'm like, "Fine, I don't want the truck." And they're like, "Okay, you owe us $500. I'm like, "I owe you $500? He goes, "Yeah, you have to pay $500 to leave your truck here, $1,000 to take it home." The city, that's bureaucracy for you. I've paid millions of dollars in taxes. And all I
What
have
did you
to
do
show
with the truck? Did you leave it?
Left it. And
And
I was
you
going to
paid the
give it to my boys.
$500?
It was a stick shift. It was dope. What?
Did you pay the $500 to leave it?
Yeah, I paid the $500 and left it. Yep. Yep. And I also paid for everyone. I paid for I participated in the vaccine program where my taxes went to buy vaccines and boosters for everyone in the United States of America. I'm not even using those.
There was a great tweet from Zuby recently. Did you see it? Talking about like boosters trying to.
Speaking of hunky men from the UK.
It was good. Let me find it and I'll read it to you.
The CDC just reported that we'll never reach herd immunity. You fucking idiots. Love and light. You fucking idiots. We knew all along you can't reach herd immunity. The smartest people in the world were saying that. You can't reach herd immunity when the shit's jumping from animals to people. Fuck nut.
What's the definition of herd immunity?
We could look it up before I screw it up and someone calls me an idiot.
This is what Zuby posted. Simultaneously trying to sell the third and fourth shots to people who took the first 2 or 3, whilst trying to sell the first one as highly effective to people who have taken 0 is a bold strategy.
Oh, it's like going out on a date with someone who's already hit you in the first 3 dates.
Nope. That's not the right analogy.
I like it. I'm staying with it.
Large portion.
Oh, this is good. Where is that, Jim Wilson? World record, 32 minutes in, and first Sevan has mentioned COVID. Love. That was love and light I was mentioning. You misheard. Herd immunity occurs when a large portion of a community, the herd, becomes immune to a disease, making the spread of disease from person to person unlikely. As a result, the whole community becomes protected. Yeah, so herd immunity is when it can't spread because enough people are inoculated by it. It can't jump. What's inoculated mean? I was trying to explain to someone the other day. I said, you want people to stay home when they're sick. I want people to go out when they're sick. You're taking away opportunity for me and my family to get stronger and healthier. There's so many presuppositions. It's like if you ask Kate if she's single and she says no, you think that means you can't date her. Well, you're making a presupposition. Date Kate all you want, even though she's not single. How was that? How was that for a simile, Hobart?
It makes sense.
Mother. I love how Kate says simultaneously. Okay, enough of the love for Kate. Crying out loud.
No, keep it coming.
Okay, Hobart.
Ready to roll?
This is a news show. Are you going to take control or what?
Nah. Britney Spears. Britney,
yes,
bitch.
Britney.
She's free. It's no hashtag free Britney's no longer an activist rallying cry. It's now a fact. The conservatorship that she was under that has controlled her life and finances since 2008 is now over. Her conservator, her father, Jamie Spears, this was terminated on Friday afternoon in the Los Angeles courtroom. Judge Brenda Penny said the conservatorship of Spears' person and her estate are no longer required effective. A conservatorship is a legal concept in the United States that places someone under the legal protection of an appointed adult. One is usually appointed on a conservator if they are suffering from physical or mental issues or declining with age. Ahead of this court case, unless you've been living under a rock, the extent of Britney's conservatorship has been revealed in a new report which has alleged she could not even make new friends without the approval of her father. Details of the confidential court records. I just wanted to say, I don't see anything wrong with that. Anyway, details of the confidential court records received by the New York Times state that the conservatorship has placed rules on everything from who Britney could date to the color of her kitchen cabinets. The report also adds that the record stated Britney was unable to make friends without Jamie's prior approval. A court investigator reportedly wrote in 2016, she articulated she feels the conservatorship has become an oppressive and controlling tool against her, and quoted Britney as saying the system had too much control. The investigator also claimed that Britney was sick of being taken advantage of. Also, if you haven't been following, best Instagram account on the planet over the last couple of years.
Britney Spears, do you follow her?
She has so many.
No, I don't follow,
followers.
but I do the check-ins once in a while.
Do
Hey,
you?
That's what Kate's life is like, except without the fucking $100 million. Just being locked down by daddy government. Just like
I have a story later on about Australia and cigarettes, but I also read, and I don't know if this is true, I didn't dive into it too much. It was a headline that in Australia, in order to vape or smoke an e-cigarette, you have to have a prescription if you're over or under a certain age or something like that.
I could not confirm that. I actually don't know. I don't think so. I know that they have like some rules and limitations around it, but I'm not sure on the prescription thing.
I was reading today, so I forget what sector. That's what I should call them all now in Australia. I forget which prison ward it is in Australia, but one of them you can't go into essential or non-essential businesses without proof of vaccine, and those include liquor stores. But so you don't need a vaccine to go into a liquor store, but you do need a vaccine to go into a gym. It's fucking nuts.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's in
Section
8 of the Australian prison.
I actually didn't. I did not research this story, but I think Austria is about to impose lockdowns for all non-vaccinated citizens.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Even I think roughly. What 60-70% of their citizens are currently vaccinated too.
I want to just explain something with love and light to people that
Stop saying that.
If you believe in love and light, then you should know that if you believe in freedom of speech, you can't also be honest with yourself and say that you think hate speech should be outlawed. You can be against hate speech, but if you want freedom of speech to be legal, you can't want to make hate speech illegal. And the reason for that is because there's no such thing as hate. It's an idea. And once you start saying that there can't be hate speech, but you believe in freedom of speech, then what you're doing is you're going down a slippery slope. They can make anything fit under hate speech, and it's clearly you are against freedom of speech. The two don't make sense. You're a fucking psychopath when you hold both of those ideas in your head at the same time, and you need to fix it. The same is true with what Austria is doing. It's just degrees of difference, but it's the exact same thing of putting Jews in a train and taking them to Auschwitz and killing them as to imposing lockdowns on the unvaccinated. You are setting precedent in the same method of how you treat human beings. Hate speech is what ethnicity are you, Hobart?
Just white.
I hate white people. That's hate speech. And there's campuses that have tried to make hate speech illegal, but there's not. Don't think for a second that one day it won't be. I hate breastfeeding or that can happen. They can. It can get twisted to where something that isn't hate speech will be lumped up as hate speech. Something doesn't just come off the tip of my tongue. If I had two co-hosts that were good, they would help me. God is good. Yes. So that's the thing. Eventually, the phrase God is good would be lumped up as hate speech. Well, just look in China. Although they probably don't claim to have freedom of speech. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you brought in the news like that about Britney. I always wanted some entertainment news.
Yeah. Start with some e-news.
Yeah. You missed out. We had Kanye on last week, right?
Yeah.
I have a Kanye story.
Awesome. It better not be the same one from last week.
I hope it's not. What was the one from last week?
Where he was, God, I wish I could find it.
He was talking about teaching Black history versus worrying about the future of people. So it was like, let's look at what the path forward is versus the path backwards as a reminder of like, or maybe perhaps letting the history dictate who we are today instead of the possibility of the future.
That is not the story I have.
He said, fuck Black History Month. I don't want Black History Month. I want Black Future Month.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Sounds like a Kanye
He had a
quote.
really good line. You played that line a couple times. I just can't remember what it was.
Denzel's on the same page. Morgan Freeman. It's just understanding how the human brain works, making sure that you're manifesting your future as something better than your past instead of the victim mindset.
Well, you want to know what would make me a victim? Scorpions. I still hate bees too. Extreme weather in
Smooth
Egypt brought out
transition.
a swarm of scorpions from their nests, resulting in hundreds of people in the southern city of Aswan being stung, and three people. I'm not laughing because they're dying. 3 people. I'm just laughing at the idea of a tornado whipping scorpions into pieces, people's faces. And 3 people dying from their injuries, according to multiple reports. At least 450 people were injured by scorpion stings on Friday.
God, stop laughing.
An Egyptian health ministry official said, fuck scorpions, man. Like, get out of there. 3 people died, unfortunately. Very tragic after succumbing to those injuries. Heavy rain, hail, and dust storms near the River Nile forced scorpions and snakes out of the ground. Egypt is home to the fat-tailed scorpion, one of the most dangerous scorpion species in the world. Doctors were redirected from COVID-19 vaccination centers to help treat the scorpion stings. People have been urged to stay at home and avoid places with lots of trees because I guess the scorpions are in trees. That's horrifying. I hate nature.
I like that Bruce said Scorpnado. I was thinking
Scorpnado,
exactly
yeah,
that. Sharknado.
Greatest movie ever.
If I may critique this article with love and light,
You need to stop saying that because it kind of wears out its meaning.
it's so pointless to say extreme weather. Why don't you say with winds up to 60 miles an hour? And if you're not sure how fast that is, you can't fly a kite outside with winds over 15 miles an hour. And with rainfall of 17 inches, which is enough to cover all of 2 hours of that rain would cover all of California and 3 inches of water. Like, that is the problem with our society, is that they do those things. And those are the holes that people fill up. Oh, this is good. Thank you. That's why this is a good news show. Because someone like Souza is
Can you
actually
just imagine
showing
like
us.
walking down the street and they're just scorpions crawling out of the
I like
water?
that the search is Scorpion Egypt. Nice, Souza.
Oh, man.
Man, that's an exciting story, though.
That's
Open
a
your
terrifying story. Look at this guy on a surfboard. Oh my God.
Okay, explain that to me. That's not Egypt. Why does a dude in Egypt have a surfboard?
I don't know, to float down the Nile. Maybe he was doing
Yeah,
some
there's
stand-up
probably
paddling
places.
on the Nile.
Yeah, it looks like a stand-up paddleboard, maybe.
Were those scorpions?
I don't know what those were, man. Laura, I hate bees because of the story we reported on a long time ago about how bees killed like 100 penguins.
Oh, that's right. Good memory.
Stung them in the eyes. I got another nature story. Snake acupuncture. I made that up myself. A bull snake that serves as an educational ambassador for a wildlife center in New Mexico, which is awesome that it has that title, received unusual treatment recently to address aches and pains associated with aging. Sadie the bull snake received acupuncture last week at the New Mexico Wildlife Center. Dr. Sarah Sirica performed the treatment on Sadie, who is over 20 years old. The snake recently recovered from multiple bouts with pneumonia, and near the end of his recovery, staff discovered Sadie was suffering from a spinal issue.
Wow.
Likely a slipped disc. Oh, man.
Did you make that up, or it says that?
No, that's just in the story. That's not a bull snake, though.
I just love Hobart laughing the
Center's
whole time
Facebook-
he reads these.
Because it's how do they know the snake had a slipped disc? Oh, I know why. Because the snake received MRI and CAT scans to determine the exact cause of its spinal issues. But for now, the acupuncture treatment seems to be helping. Oh man. Whew, that's good.
What country? Please don't be the United States.
It says this is the snake. The snake Sadie is an educational ambassador for a wildlife center in New Mexico.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, it's so good. That makes me sit.
It's spinal.
Oh man, Bruce Wayne blasted you too.
I'm no expert, but if your snake has a problem, I suspect it's spinal.
Oh
Yes.
So I
Hey,
saw
this-
this video, and it was this crocodile like out in the water. I'm assuming it's got to be like, I don't know, in Florida. Do Florida have alligators or crocodiles? Alligators, right?
They have everything, but I think it's
Everything.
mostly alligators.
And so you know when you have a cat and you use like a flashlight and you can make the cat chase the flashlight?
Yes. Yes.
They were doing it to the crocodile, and the crocodile was chasing the flashlight.
Oh, that's cool.
Florida man. It's a classic Florida man.
I think the whole world knows that that's a Florida thing. Like
Yeah.
even I'm aware of like the Florida thing.
How many vertebrae?
I want to live there.
How many vertebrae does a snake have?
Depends on the snake.
A lot.
It does depend on the snake.
Oh yeah.
Like, because me and you, even though you're 12 inches taller than me, we have the same amount of vertebrae, right?
Yeah, but I don't think a 30-foot snake could have the same amount of vertebrae. I don't know. I think it changes.
I fucked you up. You're like, oh shit, he fucked me up. Should I defend my position or go with it and be like, damn, you're smart, Sevan?
Google.
Oh, about 100 to 600 in most snakes. Well, then now we have to figure out, like, do all king snakes have the same amount of vertebrae?
Bull snakes.
Bull snake. Okay, that's a lot of vertebrae. We don't. How many do we have?
12. Oh, ooh. 12?
No, we got to have more. Isn't there like an L13?
Yep.
Unless they skip some numbers. Like
I'm
a
just
hotel.
pissed off that a snake is getting acupuncture, and I don't think I've ever done that.
You can't afford it.
Just people in our country can't get basic health care, but a fucking snake gets acupuncture. Thank goodness. Thank good we're so humane to our animals.
What's breakfast talk? Is that
I don't know.
Is this guy pushing his podcast on our show? Listen, buddy.
I was gonna say I love his little avatar.
Listen, buddy. Why don't you quit the podcast shit and go to barbelljobs.com and get a job with some integrity and honesty?
Thank you,
Breakfast
Colin.
talk.
Yeah. It's I was thinking 24, but there's an extra 24. 24 vertebrae.
5, 12, 7, 5? That's more than 24.
7, 12, 5. I know there's an extra thing in there that I don't know what he's doing. So 7 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar. But there's an extra 5 that Colin's got in there that I don't know what that is.
Oh, this better be a snake expert or we're hanging up. If you don't do acupuncture to snakes, hang up.
Jamal, good evening, brother.
Hello, and
On
depending on what kind
do you
of
love
snake you're
Kate
talking
Gordon
about,
or what,
like it-
Jamal?
Oh my God. I was watching her videos earlier and I looked over at my wife and I said, will you be my Kate Gordon one day? And,
How'd that play out? How'd that play out? This is good.
What videos
So,
were they? Shit.
I was looking at all of them. My wife and I, we have a lot of discussions about trying to do stuff to, to communicate better what our needs are. And then also I like to look at your videos to kind of get an idea of how I can bring it up to her in a way that doesn't make her feel like I'm not happy with anything that she's doing.
What do you mean? Like you lost me because the whole time all I was thinking in my head is that you asked your wife if you could say Kate's name when you're doing it. Is that?
I whisper it in my head, but
All right.
No, but
that's the most emotion I've ever seen from Hobart. His forehead has wrinkles. I've never seen that. I saw his forehead get wrinkly. Holy shit.
No, but we communicate basically to meet each other's needs.
Yeah.
You know, if I feel like there's something that I'm not getting in the relationship, I want to communicate with her the same way I would want her to do that with me.
How tall are you, Jamal?
I'm 5'7".
And how much do you weigh?
Right now, I'm probably like 220.
Okay, so you're more than 165. Okay.
Yes.
Because Kate can squat 165 to front squat 165 10 times.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're really railroading the conversation, but
Sorry,
I think that's super
sorry,
interesting,
sorry.
Jamal.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I try to do the exact
Actually,
opposite.
I
I just bottle everything up.
But I was calling because I had listened to the podcast with I Am Raw,
Oh, yes.
and you had said something about you can explain it, but almost being comfortable with death, like you would lay down and try to be still.
Yes.
And I remember I think I was in high school and or middle school, and we were learning about atoms, and they would always show the diagram of like, okay, you have gas, you have a solid and a liquid, and it would show how the atoms were all spaced apart. And I think it was like a night or two after learning that, I laid in bed and I couldn't go to sleep. And I pictured myself, I was staying still, and I was like, okay, just like they said, everything's solid as an atom. So in my mind, it was like, okay, turn the bed into the atoms that you're laying on. And then it pretty much is a domino effect from there. So it's like, okay, if the bed is atoms, I'm atoms, the space, the air I'm breathing, everything is atoms. So in a way, it was like letting myself almost become everything around me, which ends up being almost like nothing. So whenever you said that on the podcast with I Am Raw about being comfortable with death, I kind of made that relation to that experience I had.
How old were you?
I probably was 13 or 14, somewhere in there.
Dude, that is awesome. Have you ever done that again?
Oh, yeah. On nights where, depending on how dark the room is and nothing's going on.
As long as thoughts of Kate don't enter your brain, you can play the atom game where you become one with everything.
Or the Kate game. Depends on how the night's going.
Okay, I want to hear about the Kate game right now. Tell us about that game. That's the only game that matters.
Hey, I appreciate that. When I had the UFC fighter on, he had an Instagram post that fucking nailed the whole thing. And it said this: if you are not comfortable with death, it's because you're not comfortable with oneself. And that fucking is it. If you are not comfortable with death, you are not comfortable with oneself. And once you are comfortable with oneself, you are comfortable with death. And I know it's a special line, but man, that one really fucking hits the arrow on the bullseye for me.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%.
Well, thanks, Jamal, for calling in.
Of course. Yeah, have a good night.
Yeah, I appreciate you keeping the theme alive of just love on Kate.
I'm telling you, Kate is a treasure.
She is a treasure.
If
one
Australia
that's locked up on an island somewhere too.
I know. If Australia wasn't going to shit, I'd probably try to convince my wife a reason to relocate. But that's a conversation for a different day.
Give it 5 years.
All right, later, man. Thanks for calling.
Of course.
That was good, Hobart. Relocate. Easy, guys. Easy. Look at Brian G. My goodness.
Good beard.
I just kind of imagine all the people that watch your show are like mini Sevans, just with different names and different faces, but they all have the same kind of attitude.
Good.
Someone said I would have preferred a snake expert.
You mean to that caller? Is that the?
Oh, that's so good. Yes. Call in snake experts. There's got to be one on here.
Let's do it, Hobart.
You ready for another one?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm looking up what are people call. Oh, yeah. That's the guy who called you today. Who left you that DM.
Oh, yes. That is kind of how I picture him. Yes.
Herpetologist.
Yeah.
Chris
see that.
Chris Hemsworth quits blood flow restriction. Damn. I was about to read, but then you scroll down and I look at that body. I'm like, damn, that's a good body.
Who is that? Is that Thor?
That's
Who's that?
Thor, man.
Yeah.
Look at his
Okay.
arm.
Yeah.
That's a turgid arm.
Jeez.
He is big.
Yeah. Oh my God. He's also really tall.
What a guy. Chris Hemsworth was using blood flow restriction training to build his arm muscles, which I'm now doing. He did this by tying an elastic band around his arm to build up lactic acid while lifting. The device caused the veins in his arm to noticeably protrude. Noted. It's well known among trainers, I never knew about this, as a tactic to trap blood in the arm, as well as other appendages, causing lactic acid to build up, triggering release of a growth hormone.
Oh, is that what? Were you referencing cock rings?
Nope, just throwing stuff out there. However, trainer and Hemsworth trainer Luke Zocchi said the actor has stopped this technique in recent months as he prepares for his new role in the upcoming action film Extraction on Netflix 2, which you haven't watched the first one. I wouldn't. The technique shouldn't be used by people with high blood pressure, varicose veins, or deep vein thrombosis. So, oh, here we go. Occlusion training. It's
Wow.
two dudes
Damn, you're good, Souza.
strapping each other up.
I've done.
Isn't that
Tabata
Ross
air squats
Edgley? Oh, yeah, it is. That's
with-
Ross Edgley. That's badass.
with like blood flow restriction bands around my thighs. Tabata air squats.
You've done this?
Gross. Training plan used to program some blood flow restriction stuff as like accessories.
Oh, look at his arms.
That's
I'm doing
the
this
guy?
next
That's the
podcast. I'm
Thor?
gonna do it for the whole podcast.
That's the Thor guy.
Now, what is he? Is he
Yeah.
gonna jerk this guy off? Sorry. Oh man,
That's the most crass thing you've ever said on the show, Hobart.
I had to. I didn't
I'm
want to.
getting
I was
to
like,
you.
give me
Your
that barbell.
mom is listening.
I know, but she was thinking the same thing, brother.
Oh man, nothing
I'm gonna
sacrilege.
get fired. All right, whatever. I had to say that.
You're not going to get invited home for Christmas.
What is he gonna do with this dumbbell? All right, just pick it up.
Oh
man.
yeah,
Just go to the
thank you.
bus
That maybe he can use that number. Soon as
Fucking look
Hobart,
at him.
soon as Souza heard you say I'm going to get fired, he put up the barbelljobs.com.
Yeah, I
for
need
you.
that. Yeah, Craig White. Whoa. All right, mate. I think Ross Edgley, isn't he the guy who swam around England? Something crazy like that.
Hey, at that point, why doesn't he just do some steroids or do some SARMs? I mean, he's an actor. Why can't they give him like a medicinal dose? You
Maybe
get
he just
jacked up
doesn't.
and-
Maybe he doesn't want to.
Do I have those? Do I have those?
He's
veins?
doing
You
a
have
video
the-
I have
with
those.
Disney.
Look at that.
He's doing a video with Disney called something like Longevity, where he talks about like health and fitness.
I think it's called Limitless. Actually, I was
Limitless?
just I was watching what's the new Disney Marvel movie, Shang-Chi, which is great if you're a kung fu movie fan.
Is that really good? I just can't support Disney or E ESPN.
I didn't like the end of it, but it was really cool to see like a hyper romanticized, overdone kung fu like martial arts fights. Like it has a if you ever saw like Hero or like Crouching Tiger, it kind of has that vibe to it in the beginning, which was I like those movies, so it was fun to see. But
Me too. Crouching Tiger is awesome.
It they're Disney's reaching for stuff.
He did gear for Thor 1100%, or is that Thor 100%?
I thought he was bigger in the later Thors.
Hey, speaking of just jacked, you want to see just a man child, Kate. I'm having this guy on the podcast. His name is Nick Rodriguez. He's coming on next week. Watch some videos, some short documentaries on him. This dude is just oozing
Okay.
super hunk. I mean, he's nuts. I played him on the TV last night. We had some friends over, and I mean, I just like watching the women in the room as this guy moves around.
This dude has more testosterone in the southern hemisphere of the planet.
Nick Rodriguez.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He's so special. He's so special. Yeah, that's him. You got to watch the documentaries on him, dude. He's fucking nuts. He's so special. Yeah, you got to watch the documentaries on him.
What do you do when a guy like that? He just grabs onto you and you're just fucked.
There he is. Yeah, look at on the right. He's probably yeah. And that is what happens. He grabs dudes and they're fucked. Dude, there's a video right now. He wrestled with he's a purple belt and Jason Kleba's a purple belt. And
that's the guy that Jason wrestled?
Yeah. And Jason said that dude was just like tossing him around like a hanky.
Yeah, Jason's not particularly tall, but he's not a small man.
No. It's weird how he moves Jason around. It's so weird. Oh, yeah. Look at this. He's not within Kate's travel to bang a lot of distance. No, way out of her. Way out of her a lot of distance.
Everyone's out of my fucking travel bubble. God damn.
Yes, I did watch the fights. Yair and Holloway they're gods. They're fighting gods. Nuts. Do you have anything about fighting, James, in the news? Any UFC stuff?
No UFC stuff. I gotta start doing it and watching it. I just am so uneducated on it. We need a UFC specialist to pop on and give us like a rundown.
I know. I'm courting this guy, James Krause. I got to get him. Sevan, you should get Max Holloway. I've DM'd Max Holloway to 1,000 times. I love him. I'd love to get him on. These guys don't know what they're missing by not talking to me. I really think that.
All right. We have a choice to make at an hour in.
Yes, Craig, correct. I'm not allowed to go anywhere. I'm not allowed to leave the country or my state. If you're vaccinated, you can.
Shut it.
Damn. Does
I
he?
think Colin
Who is that? Colin, can you send me like a link? I've never heard of that.
I think Colin snorts a line of meth, fucking does some finger exercises and just sits at the keyboard and bangs on us. Love and peace.
We could talk about an article from CNBC called
Love and Light. Love and
talks
Light.
about the end of cash and the increase of central bank digital currencies, crypto, and stable coins. Or we could talk about an article that discusses porn and relationships.
100% porn and relationships.
I think that has my vote also.
Here we go.
Although I do find the idea of what would happen if there was no cash interesting. I was hearing somebody else talking about it.
Quick
It would
summary
be
of the
so
article
bad for
is that
the world.
I think it will ever go away completely, but it seems like things like cryptocurrency and stablecoin are going to make their ways into the market more and more. That kind of sums it up. Yep.
I'm going to tell you this story. So I've gotten into crypto in the last like week.
Last 10 minutes.
Yeah, you did. Hey.
And I've been fucking around with it a little bit. And it's interesting. I use this app called crypto.com. I don't know why. It's just someone told me I should. Anyway, so I run into this guy, and he used to be the driver for Greg and events Greg and CrossFit would have in Santa Cruz when he would have like these have all the doctors come into town or whatever, these big events. He would hire this guy, and this guy's like, I guess, chauffeur company, and they would chauffeur and shuttle people around. And Greg would have these huge parties at his house where people had to park like 5 blocks away, and this guy would shuttle them back and forth from their cars to the house. Did you ever go to any of those, James, where you had to park like under the bridge? No. Anyway, so I run into him a couple days ago, and I start telling him into crypto, and he's like, "Oh, I can teach you all about it." So I'm like, okay. And then what's weird is a few days later, I ran into him at a coffee shop. I'm like, whoa, that's weird. And then today I ran into him at a coffee shop again. And so while I'm sitting down, we always look at like, I only have like, I've invested like $400 and it's like up to $630 now. And we always just look at my app and what I've invested in, and I have like $50 here, $60 here. So he goes, well, let me show you how my app works. And he goes, I have 6 different apps. And he starts going through his apps. And it was like 189,000, 79,000, 152,000. And every app was just like It was nuts. He's just and up until then, it's funny how my whole perception of him changed. At one minute, he's just a guy that drives cars, and now he's a fucking Bitcoin millionaire or whatever you call him.
It's just so volatile. Like it's just.
That's what he told me.
The volatile, like that word, it's just like, it's, if you look up the definition of crypto in the dictionary, it just says volatile. A lot of people hate on it.
I'm not hating. I'm doing good. I made $230 in a week.
Yeah, it's been a good week this past week.
Oh,
I'm
it has?
waiting for it to. Yeah, I was looking at it. So in Australia, it was like around 84,000 for one Bitcoin just recently, and it jumped up to like 90, which is the max it's ever been over like 24 hours, and it's slowly making its way back down.
Oh, why haven't you been talking to us about this?
Yeah, seriously. Like I don't even know what crypto is. So.
Well, the key is like you got to buy like $200 worth, and then you start following it because you're actually invested in it, and that's how you figure it out, right?
Yeah, that's how I did it. I'm just
you
like,
don't pay attention to it if you've got nothing in it. So it's
I
like
can't
put in
wait till
$200, $300.
I can't wait till I bankrupt my wife and I tonight after this podcast investing in crypto. She's gonna be so upset in the morning.
Give it a couple days before you do, because it's still pretty high, Eric, and it's going to keep going down for a little bit.
No, buy high, sell high. That's always been my motto when it comes to investing. All right. Well, we're going to go back to that story. BYU Wheatley National Survey says 1 in 4 men hide porn use and 1 in 3 women worry about the impact on intimacy. While it found more than 70% of adults are at least somewhat accepting of viewing pornography, it also showed that a third of coupled adults feel anxious discussing pornography with their partners.
So that means one of us on this show is uncomfortable talking about it.
Yep. Experts estimate 80% to 90% of young adults have had some exposure to pornography, and the first exposure, and by some they mean an enormous amount. And the first exposure often comes between the ages of 10 and 13. That's probably not ideal. Meanwhile, the highest levels of relationship stability, commitment, and satisfaction were reported by couples in which both partners said they don't view pornography, but do privately and just lie about it. I added that last part. As frequency of pornography viewing climbed, relationship stability, commitment, and satisfaction slipped. That's worth pulling out and talking about. No pun intended.
Fucking well done. Jeez.
When both partners reported daily pornography viewing, they reported a 45% decrease in stability and a 30% decrease in commitment compared to couples who said they didn't view pornography at all. My question is, I wonder if the secret porn viewing has to do with some other disturbance or underlying issue in the relationship, kind of chicken before the egg thing. But that was my question.
100%.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Wait, explain that to me.
Like it says, so reported 40%. So both partners reported daily pornography viewing. They reported a 45% decrease in stability and a 30% decrease in commitment compared to couples who said they didn't view pornography at all. I'm wondering if, the secret pornography viewing, the issues of stability and commitment aren't happening after the fact, and because of the pornography viewing, are they already existing beforehand, and the pornography is a band-aid for some larger issue, some coping mechanism.
I would like to know which couples are fucking not watching porn. Like I can believe the woman aren't, but like I highly doubt there are couples out there where the guy is not.
Yeah.
But you guys are opening up too many good subjects. So I just want to understand this. So basically your wife for some reason doesn't find you attractive anymore. And so you start feeling bad, like always being the one pushing sex. And then she starts going to bed before you, or wearing like 12 layers of clothes. So then you start sneaking off into the living room to jerk off. And is that what you mean by like the problem was there and then the porn came?
Yeah, just maybe some underlying. Yeah, exactly. That is what I mean.
I just thought of porn as a sleep aid when you're in hotels.
Yeah, but I think that's what it is. It's like
when you're on the road, porn is just it's just wired
from that flight.
Yeah, it's just
I don't think that people are necessarily using porn because there's a problem in the relationship. I think there are problems in the relationship, and porn kind of gets the brunt of it. Like you were talking about scapegoating. Like I think people scapegoat porn to a degree. It's like if someone's really insecure and they're suspicious that their partner is watching porn and it only makes them feel more insecure, then they feel like the porn is the problem, when in fact their insecurities or their issues in their trust with their partner or their ability to communicate about that stuff is the problem. And therefore, it only like exacerbates the issue because they'll continue to watch porn. Like I see so many fucking women talking about like their partners having porn addictions, and it's like it's fucking bullshit. Like
where do you see that? Where do you see that? Where do you see that?
So there was people talk about it online, but there was a really good podcast from Esther Perel. She does like live therapy sessions where she's talking about porn and basically pushing back on people being this woman in this couple being like, my partner's got a porn addiction. It's a really big issue. And she's like, well, is it an issue, or is it just that you think he's got a porn addiction so that you can make the problem about him rather than about your own insecurities?
What would it be a problem? It would be like let's say you only.
Can we pause for 1 second? Because this is serious and Kate's point's really good. But like I'm thinking about like, how people are like addicted to cigarettes and we have special rooms in airports and like they have to stand on specific corners to like go smoke. And I'm just imagining like these like glass rooms in airports, and it's just like everybody goes in there just to tug their root because they're all addicted to porn.
Their root. or if you had a room in your house that was your porn room.
Yeah. Sorry. So back to the really important intelligent point.
I'm trying to think. So like, if let's say your husband's jerking off so much that he's not interested in having sex with you because he's like always in refractory period. Is that what the I just don't get what although I did have a friend who's many years ago whose girlfriend thought that when he watched porn, she thought it was tantamount to cheating on him or cheating on her.
Yeah, I think a lot of people make
She's
that.
like, and I was like, what the fuck, cheating on her? Tell her you're thinking about her while you're doing it. I mean, like, yeah, that's a trip to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of women consider porn cheating.
I went to this is probably 20 years ago. On Craigslist, there was a guy who was looking for a porn editor, and I edited porn for a week, and it's fucking it's like impossible to edit. It's impossible to edit. That was the only time in my whole life I had a porn addiction.
Do you reckon it would ruin porn if you like
a
filmed
sticky
and edited
situation.
porn?
Yes, very. Say it again. What? Say it again.
It's like when people work at McDonald's, they're like, I fucking hate McDonald's because I work there and I've got it available all the time. Do you reckon the same thing would happen if you edited or filmed or like acted in porn? It would just ruin porn for you?
Yeah. Well, when you rub your penis so much that it's raw, that kind of ruins it for you too. But I don't know.
Now that sounds like an addiction.
Yeah. That's if you're a porn editor. I just can't. I'm not a huge fan of porn. I do feel sorry for people in the porn industry who I would assume the business is in total upheaval for the last 10 years since Pornhub and what's the other one? YouPorn. I mean, I don't know how anyone I don't understand how anyone would ever buy porn when there's all the porn you could ever want for free online.
I think that's why, I think the guy who owns Pornhub and some of those sites, is it MindGeek? I think that's how he made all his money. Like, he just owned all the servers that were streaming porn. And so he kind of put the porn industry out of business to a degree. And he's just made it big time. He would be interesting to find out about.
Yeah, we should get him on the project. What amount of traffic on the internet is porn? Is it like 1% or what amount of internet is porn?
There's actually some really interesting comments back up by 809, 810.
30% of the streaming on the internet is porn. I got to consent to cookies to see this article. Okay, fine. Am I ever not supposed to consent to cookies?
I don't think anything happens.
You should consent all the time.
Oh, listen to this. The internet is a place known to be X-rated at times. Oh, man. 4% of all websites are porn. 13% of web searches are porn. 20% of mobile searches are porn. Oh, here you go, Kate. 87% of men watch porn at least once a week. Women, 28.5%. Wow. 60% of porn sites are hosted in the United States. Says the entire UK Parliament watches porn. I don't know how they would know that. Anyway.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait. Was there something else in that article you wanted to talk about? I thought there was something else.
There's one last little stat, but not. I think we kind of covered it all.
All right. Yeah, I've heard that too. Sevan, you need a sandbox to do your internet searches in. There's a lot out there. Sandbox, what's that? I have a crypto addiction, not a porn. I know. It's funny.
Maybe give me some tips then, because I don't even know what it is.
It's funny you say that because I have to stay away from the app. It is crazy. It is addicting. Megan Burns, thanks for calling. I have to pee.
Hey, it's Megan Burns.
Hi.
Hey, Meg.
You guys are my entertainment on the way home from a level 2, so I just wanted to give a shout out.
Oh,
Thanks
man.
for being entertainment here.
Where did you work at level 2?
Yuba City, Northern California.
Awesome. How long is that of a drive for you back home?
2.5.
Where do you live, Meg?
I'm right outside of San Francisco now. So I was in Boston, but now I'm California. Right up the road from Sevan.
Oh, nice.
Well,
How
thanks for the entertainment, guys.
How was the level 2?
It was great. We had 8 people, small group, huge gym. I was working with Austin Bikini.
Ah, Bing. Yes.
Do you invest in crypto?
No, but Austin sure does. He was talking about it nonstop.
He can't even spell it.
He said that Austin bets on money will bet a lot of money on football every week. Maybe I'm just not smart, but I didn't realize that was a thing. But that is a thing.
Yeah, I don't bet on football either.
Wait, Austin Malleolo, is that a level 2?
I think so.
I'm hearing?
No, Big Bing.
Austin,
Different Austin.
Oh. Wow, Megan, since you've been on this call, I made 61 cents on crypto.
nice.
Thank you.
How much porn have you looked at, Sevan?
None yet. I don't watch porn really that often. I don't travel anymore. It's a hotel room activity.
Sevan, the last time or the first time maybe that I met you was right after COVID.
Oh, COVID's over? COVID's over? Is that what you just said? Holy shit. I'm going to go out tomorrow. That is awesome. Okay, good. That's good to know. Thanks for announcing it on this show.
Right when we could do seminars again, Austin Bikini and I worked in Santa Cruz, and you were there. And Austin goes, "Hey, Sevan," the night before, "Sevan wants to film us." And I'm like, "Okay, great. I haven't done a level 1 or level 2 in forever." I get there, and Austin goes, "And by the way, I'm not going to allow Sevan to film me, so he's just going to film you. So good luck."
Oh, yeah. It's kind of funny you said that. By the way, you're bringing up some I didn't realize you're an actual L1 trainer. You need your own fucking phone number to call in the show whenever you want. You get a special number. Sorry, I'm slowly piecing this together. That actually really pissed me off when he said that to me. That really pissed me off. But
I don't think he was. I think he was a little scarred from the last recording that he had to do. Yeah, he doesn't like being on camera.
Basically, what happened was, Megan, Megan, I still have all of that footage. That was some of the best L1 footage ever. We showed like five videos from there, and even Leaf, who I consider like when I still worked there, I considered one of the like roughest critics, was like, holy shit. But basically, that was what happened was Greg sold the company, and then there was no job. I wasn't the media director anymore. And I didn't know what my job was. And they brought in this new guy, Andrew Weinstein. And like, for basically like 3 or 4 or 5 months, like no one knew, like, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So I was like, fuck it. You know what I'll do? I'll just start filming again. And I went and I just started filming L1s like a fucking maniac. And that one was amazing. And I got like 20 stories that still to this day haven't seen the light of day. And they were vignettes of people. That was like the monsters of L1s. Do you remember some of the characters in there?
Yeah, that was a good one. And you were like going around the group, getting content in the group. That was fun.
Yeah, I realized at that point that I hadn't lost a step, and I was still the greatest filmer ever in the history of CrossFit Inc. and maybe all instructional content on the internet. Period. And reaffirm that the L1 trainers are gods. I love you guys.
You did give me some nice compliments, but I didn't know if that's just because you were just trying to be nice or if it was actually true.
Let's hear some of them. Let's recap. Let's go over some of them. I'll tell you if it was my usual lines I use on Pretty Girls or something special for you. Go ahead.
No, you just said it. My lecture was very clear and concise, I guess.
No, I wouldn't make that up. Yep. Hey, how come it's so? Did I ever release any of the ones you did? Did they ever publish the ones you did?
No, it wasn't recent, but it was, relatively recent because I've only been living in California for about in 2020 I moved here.
Well, it can't be that recent because I've been fired for over a year, but I know what you mean.
I said relatively.
Okay. Don't get short with me. I'm being cool. I'm telling you, it was true what I said about you.
Awesome.
Can you picture? Do you guys know who she is? Megan Burns?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, I was just working with James in Santa Cruz last week.
Megan, before you go, I'm gonna see if Susan will pull up a picture of you so I can remember who you are.
I can't see what the picture is, but
Oh, of course I fucking know who you are. You're
Megan,
cool
how
as
long have you
shit.
been?
Yeah,
how long have
you
you
have
been on
amazing
staff, Megan?
hair too. You have
Almost
great
10
hair.
years, right?
yeah, almost 10 years.
You're a redhead.
Yeah.
God, yeah. How did I not remember who you were?
Everyone knows Megan.
Yeah. You have the most amazing hair. All right. And you talk.
Savon's got a hair fetish. I already know this. So.
I've got a what?
I think you've got a hair fetish.
I really like good hair, and my wife has amazing red hair. Like just it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't even look at her. I just look at her hair and her butt. Sometimes I forget she's a person. I just think she's just a hair and butt.
Just floating around the house.
Yeah, just like holy shit.
Oh man. Well, on that note, thanks for the entertainment, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Drive safe,
I'll
Meg.
talk to y'all later.
See you, Meg.
That was cool. I'm telling you, this show has no limits, no boundaries. You never know who's gonna call, who's
No
gonna pop in.
boundaries. Yeah, that's nice.
You know what? That makes me want to dig up that content and just edit it and give it to CrossFit for free.
I was just gonna
It's
say,
so
I was gonna
good,
say you
dude.
should do that.
Yeah, she was awesome. And fucking Austin Bijabing is so fucking good for him to, and I did film him anyway. For him
Jokes on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
And Michelle Moots was there and she was killing it.
Ringer.
Yeah.
OG.
Mm.
That's cool.
And
edit that
and
shit, man.
and Zach Pine was there. And
edit,
Zach
just-
Pine was there.
Edit.
Damn.
Oh yeah. Cheb Chelios. I love Zach.
Hey, you guys, there were at least 6 people there at it was a sold out L1. I don't know, like 40 to 60 people, jam packed. But there were at least 4 people there who were 60 to 120 pounds overweight, taking their L1. It was dope. That always warms my heart when I see people who are like, "Fuck it, I'm just throwing myself into it."
Just taking little steps.
Hey, Todd. That's the worst thing that you could ever say to me. People know this
Love that he
podcast.
said
That better be a fucking joke. If you mean that with any sincerity, 50 burpees. God damn it. All right, Hobart, let's do this.
Back to work. Oh, let's see. What did I skip to get to porn?
Crypto.
Nah, maybe we'll go to the social media one later. Longest lunar eclipse, night sky fans. It's time to prepare for an exciting week, as coming right up is both the longest lunar eclipse of the century and this year's Leonids meteor shower on Thursday and Friday, November 18th and 19th. Yes, she is. Look up to see a blood moon lunar eclipse as the full moon slips into the Earth's shadow over the course of 3 hours and 28 minutes. It's like that guy in your DMs. While you won't be experiencing a full lunar eclipse, the event is still set to be spectacular. At its peak, only a small sliver, 2.6% of the moon, will remain lit up by the sun. November 18th and 19th, people.
No, say that again. November what?
18th and 19th.
Do you have time? Do you have times?
It's just no.
See, what did you think I was going to ask? When you pull these pieces up, are you like, what kind of dumb shit is Sevan going to ask?
So I try to think about that most of the time. What time is... There you go. There's the schedule.
One last thing. Kate Gordon, mate, is so fit. So sexy.
Reaching its maximum at
straight
4
up,
a.m.
Talks so much sense. And is just an all-round good dude. I really like Kate. Hope you're well, my man. Loving your work.
It's all downhill from there. Hobart,
like
you
how
can't
his
even compete
voice
with that. You can't
changes
even
when
tell
he
us what
goes
time the
back.
lunar eclipse is, and I'm fucking sending goosebumps through all our female listeners.
I think you're
Hey,
going to get more female listeners now.
I'm going to say something. There's dudes, there's people who listen to this show who are just like, okay, it's just James, Kate, and Sevan. And now that they've heard that, they want to bang Kate. I'm telling you, that's the way the universe works. Like there's like her stock is skyrocketed. It's like no girls.
My
are
market
interested in you.
value is
She's
up.
crypto. She's
Yes,
like,
yes. I swear to God, it works like that. It's so we're such shallow. Just if some dude at the top of the food chain wants to bang you, then it's like just every dude's like, huh? Oh, okay. I mean, like that. You know that oh my God, I've just discovered something. How they say that women care what other women think about their attractiveness. They're competing with other women. That's what dudes do with boning. They just want to bone the chicks that other dudes want to bone. They think that other dudes know something.
Eskimo
Anyway, you better fucking go out with security, Kate. I'm not joking.
she literally does go out with security, man. It's Australia.
And a Sharpie. You're going to be signing Sharpie and some 8x10s or 5x7s. This guy's like a one, just a PR fucking dream for you. Okay. So what time is the lunar eclipse? I give you plenty of time. I took it back to Kate.
1 a.m.
1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time?
I think so.
Oh, great.
Oh, sorry. No, 2 a.m. on Friday.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yep.
Okay. Since most of our listeners, are addicted to porn, gentlemen, at around 2 a.m., just
take it outside, mobile that thing up, mobile it up.
No,
lay on your back, look at the moon.
2 a.m. Go outside and take your real woman, put down the digital woman down.
Shoot that rocket ship up at the sky, gents.
Yes. Hey, yes.
I'm trying to be serious, man. Governments. Australia and cigarettes.
Okay.
Governments must set a date for banning the sale of cigarettes through retailers, including supermarkets, and find new ways of boosting revenue without relying on tobacco excise taxes, leading public health researchers say. Is this all true, Kate? Is this happening? You guys banning cigarette sales in retail locations?
I think they're trying to, yeah. I don't know much about it.
And I think, from this picture, it looks like, I don't know if it was fake, but Australia has some really wild labeling laws around cigarettes.
Yeah, you have to they just use the cigarette packets to plaster all these. Yeah, literally
that's real. Like if I go buy cigarettes, that's what's on it. Smoking causes
blindness. First of all, you actually cannot see cigarettes in any stores. They're always behind cupboards and behind they're covered. You can't see them. So most of the time you don't even know they're there. But when they open up the cupboards, you'll see all that shit. Yeah.
Imagine if they sold Pop-Tart boxes and they just had a picture of somebody's amputated foot.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
What's up?
Wow.
I knew that would get you, and I knew that would wake you back up.
Thank you.
There is an urgent need for ending the regulatory exceptionalism that has maintained the legal status of tobacco products as a consumer good. Cigarettes do not. This is from I don't know who it's from. Some politician, expert, so-and-so. Cigarettes do not meet modern consumer product safety standards, said Gartner and her colleagues. The Netherlands have passed laws preventing supermarkets from selling cigarettes from 2024, New Zealand has proposed new measures that include significantly reducing the number of tobacco retail outlets and possibly removing nicotine from cigarettes.
Wait, can you stop for a second?
Sounds terrible.
Talk about shitty metaphors or similes. Or comparisons. And this is the thing. This is going back to what we were talking about in the beginning of the show when we're talking about hate speech versus freedom of speech. You can't, if you are for freedom of speech, then there's going to be stuff people are going to say that you're not going to like. So what? Freedom of speech is amazing. We want it at all costs. Can you go back to that, Susan? There's something I'm about to read from there. It says on here, it's normal for governments to remove unsafe products. Okay, let me tell you what an unsafe product is. An unsafe product would be a lawnmower where every third time you use it, the blade flies off and fucking chops off your fucking leg. That's an unsafe product. They're comparing cigarettes to contaminated food, asbestos. I mean, this is fucking idiocy. It's nothing like that. There's no comparison at all to that. Asbestos and contaminated food, these are accidents. These are accidents. They didn't put asbestos in there like on purpose. There weren't people like, hey, I want asbestos in my house. No, you can't. It's dangerous. It's not. Dude. And what's worse is these are our leaders. I am filled with love and light today. All right.
I don't get what you're getting at there.
You don't get what I'm getting at?
No. I think you got to dig deeper, man.
If I sell light switches and I sell tens of millions of light switches and they're known so that they electrocute people and kill people, those are what need to be pulled off of the market. They're malfunctioning. If I put asbestos in home, it's a failed kind of insulation because it also kills people. It's not supposed to kill people. It's supposed to keep your house warm in the winter and cool in the summer. If I take off, what was the other thing? Contaminated food. Food's not supposed to be contaminated. Food is supposed to give you nourishment, or it's only supposed to poison you based on what's in it that they meant to put in it. Cigarettes are not, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Burning anything and inhaling it. Like if you told me, hey, we were pulling cigarettes off because these ones were sprayed with fucking Roundup and they had poison in them, okay. But if you're telling me we're pulling them off because nicotine and tobacco are bad for you, I mean, like at that point you should be fucking pulling off, like you said, fucking Pop-Tarts. Like there's not a simile there. One of them is an accident and one of them is just the way the nature of that product. But it's like skydiving. We should never allow skydiving.
That's a good analogy.
I mean, how about this fucking crazy sport where they put on the squirrel suits and they jump? I mean, that should definitely be illegal. To James for the Pop-Tart reference, Dylan Vowell with the fake name with 4 L's.
Thanks, Dylan.
Also, I'm eating a bowl of cereal, so I guess we'll see how long it takes for me to go pre-diabetic or to go broke from throwing money at this podcast. Look at this picture in his profile.
Legless rope climb, man.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
I just stared at his butt and I'm like, his butt's not that hungry.
It's got an appetite.
I don't see a legless rope climb.
You don't think the government should protect us from harmful products on the market? That's a rope climb, man. What else is he holding on to? No, they should protect us from products that are being falsely advertised. A lawnmower that every fucking third time you use it chops off your leg, we need protection from. A light switch that electrocutes you and kills you, we might need protection from. But we don't need licensure around people braiding people's hair like that case we had in Utah. We don't need licensure so that the government can take their cut under the guise. I mean, it interferes with capitalism too. Here's the thing you have to realize. People like, I'm not going to go down there. I mean, the way Australia is, they brand their cigarette packaging. I mean, they're definitely not trying to lie about what it can do to you.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that I mean, I think that was it's a little over the top of those packages you showed. And you know what I get concerned of there is the hocus pocus part of me is concerned that people are going to see that and manifest that in themselves. That's the part that kind of scares me. But there's that, you know, I don't want to get all hocusy pocus.
Yeah, that was hocusy.
Hocusy pocus.
I'm gonna just pretend I didn't hear that. I did say it's a good quote.
People should. It's important to fast, people. I'm starting to realize
Kristen.
that. James Hobart on nutrition. The problem with the human body is that that it can eat Pop-Tarts for a long fucking time and not die. Wow. Okay, so I want to say that although that's a great thing, that diminishes her earlier quote, her earlier comment in here that was like finding you like maybe attractive, I think, because she has some bias because she thinks you say smart shit. So she might think that you might seem more attractive than you really are.
Intelligence can be sexy.
I guess. If
Okay.
you're
I
Jewish.
feel like
If you're
that's part of
Jewish.
it.
Oh God! All right, tobacco smoke. Just as a little, put a little bow tie on this. Tobacco smoking is the leading cause of premature death and disability in Australia. Estimated to have killed 1.28 million Australians between 1960 and 2020. Up to 2/3 of deaths in tobacco smokers are attributed to smoking, while long-term smokers die an average of 10 years earlier than non-smokers.
I bet you that non-smokers men have more rigid penises than smoking men.
See, there's that. That's how they should. That's the article they should put out. People would stop smoking immediately.
That's
Maybe
the
they
image
wouldn't.
they should put on the cigarette case.
But look at that Australian. It's just a rocket.
Just before and after. I'm serious though. I guarantee you that men who don't smoke have more rigid penises. And anytime I hear the word premature, turgid. Anytime I hear the word premature, I just automatically I think they're gonna say ejaculation. Just
Come on, man.
it's how I've been like imagine that's my life. That's the brain I live.
Your
with.
life
It's
is
just like,
is it the premature part or just you thinking of those things?
I just think of those things. I just think of
You
that.
do have a
every
lot
time
of kids.
I just think premature ejaculation. There's words that are like that. But yeah.
All right. How to apply for loan forgiveness.
James is very handsome.
Wow.
Now do it in a British accent.
Student loan relief. Thank you. Student loan relief, including temporary student loan forbearance from the COVID-19 pandemic, is ending January 31st, 2022. So this is the right time to consider your options. Here's how to apply for student loan forgiveness during the Biden administration. Start with one of these 8 options. Get student loan forgiveness if you work for a qualified government or nonprofit employer. You'll need to meet certain requirements, such as working full-time, making 120 monthly payments, and enrolling in an income-driven repayment plan. Get teacher loan forgiveness. You must teach full-time for 5 academic years in a low-income school. That's bullshit.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
Sorry. I didn't mean to take the Lord's name in vain or his sons or whatever. Oh gosh. That's what I meant to say. Darn it.
If you're thinking the thing in your head and then you're saying something different, like the Lord still knows that you're doing wrong.
I got to start somewhere.
Both direct loans and FFEL loans are eligible, and you could qualify for up to $17,500 of student loans. Yeah, I think that's kind of unfair for teachers, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. If your college or university closes while you're enrolled or shortly after you withdraw, you could qualify for partial student loan forgiveness or total student loan forgiveness. This is a good one. Get student loan forgiveness if you have a total and permanent disability. Biden administration has canceled $5.8 billion of student loans for student loan borrowers with a total and permanent disability. You can provide information on the U.S. Social Security Administration, U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, or your physician. This is my favorite one. If you were misled by your college or university, or you didn't receive the educational services you were promised, you could qualify for student loan forgiveness through borrower defense to repayment. So that's the one I would go for.
I wonder how much. I saw a stat on it, and it was mind-boggling. What the debt is of student loan in relationship to all their debt we have in this country. It was nuts.
As in nuts, as in the student loan was much higher than all debt, or
yeah, it was crazy. I want to say it was like something like 30%. I mean, it's devastating. It's devastating. It's brutal.
I mean, it's almost like, is it worth going to uni to have to pay off a student loan for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. And I hope more people start to consider whether or not that's a necessary thing to do.
You can also join the military and they will pay off up to a certain amount or give you a GI Bill. It's that easy. Bam.
Yeah, that too.
You all.
Or you could just skip college and go to barbelljobs.com.
Yeah, true. Great point. Enough of Kate's post. Barbelljobs.com. Yes.
What are Kate's most recent Instagram posts?
I put up a thread that I posted on Twitter a while back, and
Lay it
that's
on
just
us.
basically.
Now it's time
It's long.
for another
It's long.
episode of Kate's Instagram posts.
Oh,
They
Jesus.
do come up pretty regularly. Yeah, it's long.
It's not that it's
There's a
long.
lot of
It's listen to this. The girl, the hot girl who's 5'8", who has this sweet Australian voice and is stronger than God, is she's a modern day Athena. She's telling us about looks and you're more than your body. Oh, easy for you to say. Fuck.
Well, I'm just telling people to go and fucking lift up stuff and stop trying to diet to be skinny. Like fucking eat to be healthy and lift
Can we go to the
heavy
next
things.
This girl,
slide, please?
Athena has she has 12 boyfriends and a fucking list of jacked men. Listen. I want you to listen.
Kate Gordon, mate, is so fit, so sexy, so straight up there.
Oh, but she's more than that, my friend. You shallow piece of shit from the UK. You special operations warfare, lowbrow, superficial.
Talks so much sense. And is just an all-round good dude. I really like Kate.
And then
God.
listen to how his voice changes when he starts talking to you again. It's like he has like a switch.
Dude, I
And he
love
goes
that
from,
guy.
like-
Getting him on the payroll. I'm going to pay him more than I pay you
read
guys.
the whole thing.
If you think your only value on this
No.
earth is
This is not even the first. This is you're deep when you're on this one, Matt. You need to
Okay.
go. No, you got it. Other way.
I don't know if I can go the other way. I was born
Yeah.
only to go one way.
Oh, you're on the second one. Okay, this is the second of two
Okay,
posts.
hold on. What, this?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Something happens. Do you want to read it? You read it.
Oh, I actually read this today. This is what you call, I think what the kids are calling a hot take. This is good.
A hot take. Something happens in your late 20s when you drink on a regular basis and don't lift heavy things. People, especially women who are naturally slim, gain weight. Every year I see them, they are slightly heavier. I've watched this progression over 10 years with people that I love. They tell me that not drinking is too hard and they don't want to lift because they don't want to get too bulky. Sorry to tell you, but too late. You are already bulky and it's not muscle. Their solution is an extreme diet that they get extreme results from, but can only sustain for a few months, if that. The long-term results of their diet is they gain back all the weight they lost, plus some, and feel even worse. They are sucked into quick fixes because they get desperate. They yo-yo diet their weight gain instead of weight loss and don't have the perspective to see it. It's fucking heartbreaking, and they blame themselves. They just have to try harder next time. But if the diet is so extreme that you can't sustain it, then why not change the diet instead of doing the same thing over and over again to just end up in the same place? I wish they would stop dieting and start eating food to simply be healthy. Stop restricting and eat full meals that don't leave you hungry every few hours. You need protein, you need carbs, you need fat. You need to eat more than 1,200 calories. 1,200 calories is failing you. Try eating 2,000 calories consistently. Do it for 12 months instead of 12 weeks. You're afraid you're going to gain weight? Hello, wake the fuck up. You're already gaining weight with these diets that fail you again and again. Then you exercise by picking up 3-kilo dumbbells and only do lower body every day because you don't want muscular arms. And better make sure you do some cardio, right? Can't miss that. Women have been taught to be weak and fragile, and men have been taught to be big and strong. Right now, you hardly have any muscle, and you think you're going to wake up looking like you could compete in a bodybuilding show. Have you actually even tried to build muscle, or is this just all speculation, a projection of your insecurities, perhaps? Be honest, examine this. Part 2. If you think you're only
Wait. You're moving to the next slide?
Yeah, the next post.
Okay. Hold on. Wait. Before you do that, please hold on one second. There's one thing in here. Where is it? I think it was the second. Something happens in your late 20s when you drink on a regular basis and don't lift heavy things. People, especially women who are naturally slim, gain weight. And I just want to add on there, if you could add on there, and sit on a lot of random cock. Just add that, just that part in there. This post would be perfect. Just that's an important element. If you just drink too much, that can happen to you. Okay, sorry.
Okay. If you think your only value on this earth is how you look and how feminine or masculine you are, then the problem isn't what you think it is, and how you look isn't going to solve that. You are so much more than just a body. Your value is not based on how you look. And that's where we come full circle. You're desperate because that's all you think you have to offer the world. And of course, that makes sense. You have no idea what it feels like to accept yourself and your body as it is, to give yourself permission to be who you are. Stop exercising to earn your food. Stop dieting to lose weight. Start eating to be healthy. Start lifting to be strong. You get this one body and this one life. Don't waste it trying to change it for others. Take care of it for yourself instead. Ironically, that will get you the results you really want, to feel good in your body and to feel loved.
This is so good. I'm going to say something that's just so weird here, but I guess that's what I do. For years, I was afraid to go live or to ever talk to my camera or to ever be seen on my Instagram. And then finally, at some point, I did it just because it was such my uncomfort. I don't like the way I look. I mean, I accept it and I like it, but I don't like it. Like, it's a little hard to explain, but I wouldn't trade how I look for anything. I'm not trying to change anything, but I didn't think I deserved for people to, I didn't think the world should have to suffer to see me, but I started going live on Instagram and I started making posts just to face that fear and test the waters. And holy shit, what a great practice that is. And I encourage anyone to, and then not only that, but use the ego and use these services that so many people think of as the devil, like Instagram or social media, as a place to hold accountability and try being free, try getting out. Use it not for search of other people to accept you. Don't use the filters. Use it as a tool to accept yourself. And I think you can even see Kate do that. She'll post a picture of herself in her bathing suit, just completely relaxed, and be like, look, here I am. And I asked you this, Kate, is that somewhat cathartic for you too? You're like, I did it. And now everyone sees me and there's nothing else I have to hide.
There's something really interesting that you can observe from influencers. Like, they're very confident people typically, but I think you could probably talk to most Instagram people that have a lot of followers, and they would say that they weren't confident to start. Like, it wasn't like they came into this being confident. Like you just said, you weren't confident and then started going live. You started going live and you're like, fuck it, it doesn't matter. Like, it fucking doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Nobody gives a fuck. No one's thinking about you. They're so busy thinking about themselves. And the best part is that when you're using social media to expose, to a degree, like, this is how I feel about it, this is just my perspective, but expose the worst side of yourself. Like, hey, fucking here it is. Like, this is me at my worst. Then there's nothing left to be exposed.
Oh, hold on, people. Don't go there. Don't do what she just said there. Not your worst. Go to 50%. Okay, sorry. Go on, Kate. Don't do your worst. Don't get crazy.
But if you've exposed yourself, then there's nothing to fear because there's nothing left to hide. And it's as simple as that. It's like, hey, I'll show myself not looking amazing because it's like, it doesn't matter. It fucking doesn't matter. And if for some other people to see that and be like, oh, fuck, real human beings aren't shredded and don't look like they've got a million filters on their face, that's great. That's really what I needed to know. It's like, then that's cool.
And you don't have to do it to like to show the world you at your worst. It's just about just be yourself.
Yeah,
give it a shot.
Like, own who you are. It's like, this is who you are. You're going to be this way for your whole life. Sorry.
It's so much more fun too. I'm so glad I'm so glad I played with that. I'm so glad I played with that. It was terrifying when I first started the CrossFit podcast. I did not, I felt like the world deserved better than to look at me. And I liked who I was, but that's, and now that's kind of gone. Kind of. Anyway, cool post. Did you write all that yourself?
Yeah, I wrote it a while ago, actually. Today was the day that it was unleashed on Instagram.
What did you think when you found out it was going to take 2 posts?
I was annoyed. I didn't want it to take 2 posts. It looks so bad on my profile, but fucking whatever.
Like, I don't give a fuck how I look, but my profile? Jesus.
It's just too much writing. I'm like, people don't want to see that shit.
Well, thank you. Who was that? Who told us to read that?
That was another episode of Kate's Instagram.
Yes.
And back
brought
to
you by Barbell Chops.
Oh, but she had to post something cool like that because she posted this dumb shit before. The post before that is 5 things I do every night. I'm like, oh, come on, Kate.
Have you watched it?
Yes, of course I watched it. Did you see my post?
Of course. Oh yeah, you were like, I do one thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, how good is your sleep? Tell me about it.
Fucking epic. First of all, I never try to sleep. Anyone who tries to go to sleep,
Yeah, you train after you do this podcast. Like, I feel like you go to bed really late.
but no one should ever try to go to sleep. When you lie down is your time to try to stay conscious. That's it. No human being should ever try to go to sleep. Ever, ever, ever. You should never try to go unconscious. You should try to always stay conscious. And how you do that, you should lie down in bed and you should take your awareness and put it on your body. And awareness is extremely powerful. Go ahead, Hobart.
No. I was just, never mind.
Awareness is extremely powerful. Consciousness is, in my opinion, the most powerful force that I've ever come across. I've never seen an atomic bomb. And you want to keep yourself conscious as long as you can. And how you do that is when you lie down, you put all of your attention on your body. And what you'll start noticing is, like, I wake up before I wake up. And if that doesn't happen to you, then that doesn't make sense to you. But I wake up before I wake up. What did I read a post the other day? Someone jumped up and they woke up so fast that they tripped over something. That would never happen to me. I wake up in my body in darkness before, like, and it's me. I'm myself when I wake up. There's no, I mean, it's me. It's me, like, in eternity, and it's in, like, this eternal darkness. And then I decide, okay, should I get up? Should I start my brain up? Should I become, like,
That doesn't happen, man.
I'm telling you, took years to cultivate it. Never, ever go to sleep.
I'm going to try
and
that
all
tonight.
of those sleep
I'm just
aids
going to
that
lay
Kate
there and be conscious.
And
I'm going to let you know. I have a really hard time sleeping, so I'm really interested in this.
Oh yes, then you're gonna love it. And the one thing that I do to cheat is I put a sleep pillow on my eyes, and it makes it really dark, and it gives me this this pressure that helps me stay conscious as the rest of my body. The trippiest thing that will happen, Hobart, is that, and this is absolutely fascinating. The first thing you'll notice as you start really getting to, like, breaking the boundaries of just normal consciousness is you'll be able to watch yourself breathe. And you'll be like, oh shit. And then at that point you should say, hello, James. You should say hi to yourself. And you should try with all your might not to take control of your breath, because as soon as people realize that they're watching their breath, like, actually, and see the automation of it, they'll grab onto it. And then you'll just go, there's just deeper levels that go further and further beyond that. Non-reaction. Anyway, that was just me. I love Kate's post. I was just using that to jump on my platform. I approve of the tape. I don't approve of the chill sleep. I don't.
You don't want your mattress temperature controlled?
Nah.
It's pretty good.
Nah.
What about the red lights? Would you do the red lights in your house?
Nah. Oh, hell no.
You can change the colors too. You can make it like disco lights, or like special, like, sex lights.
What are sex lights?
I don't know, whatever color you want your sex lighting to be.
Oh.
Like, so painfully bright you can't even see, like staring into the sun.
Hey, and then you play music. I don't think you should ever have sounds either. I don't think you should ever have sounds when you're sleeping. It should be completely quiet. Completely quiet. People who have fans on or music or any of that, or fucking people who do that shit for their babies, you are fucking your baby up.
Yeah,
I know, Jonathan. I couldn't sleep on my back either. That's why I forced myself to sleep on my back.
Yeah, you can retrain yours. I've done that.
Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
Sleep on my back.
You can or can't?
I do. I
Yeah.
sleep on my back mostly.
It's a great way. And then you should get rid of your pillow. You should do everything you can to make it so you have assistance in staying awake.
But you're not unconscious.
Oh, I would go to sleep to that voice memo. On repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
One last thing.
Oh yeah.
Kate Gordon, mate, is so fit, so sexy, so straight up there. Talks so much sense, and is just an all-round good dude. I really like Kate. Hope you're well, my man. Loving your work, loving the podcast.
Yeah, you should play that. It's okay if you go to sleep to that. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay if you go to sleep.
Civility
That's
and
allowed.
experience things, so I'm rapidly trying to catch up on all the good stuff. So
Man, the way he says
keep up the good
rapidly
work, mate,
is
and say hello to that lovely Kate Gordon from me. Take it easy, my man. Ta-da.
Hey, so that Colin said, God, Sevan's listened to that 12 times. Make that 19 now.
And we still have another hour left of this show, Colin. So get ready for 26.
Dutch taste.
He's playing GTA and drinking a full sugar Mountain Dew while recording that. Incredible. Is that Grand Theft Auto? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm good. So up to date. Okay, let's go.
The Rock gifts a new truck. There's a reason why Dwayne Johnson gets called the most likable celebrity around. Not only is he funny, he has his own foundation that helps at-risk and terminally ill children. Kindness just seems to be in this actor's bones. As for his latest act, he just gets a brand new Ford F-150 to an old friend. Wow. $30,000 truck.
Hey, so check this out. This is so funny. This friend of mine calls me and he says, hey, me and Dave are going to the Harley Davidson dealership. Do you want to come with us? And I say to this friend, I said, oh shit, my kid has ballet. Okay, my kid was 2 years old. So when you take your kids to ballet when they're 2 years old, it looks no different than soccer, karate, jiu-jitsu. Like all 2-year-olds, everything looks the same. They kick a ball around, they play with a parachute. It's just idiot shit when I used to tell my friends that, oh, I'm going to soccer, or I'm going to ballet. You're just a moron parent. And so I tell him, oh, dude, I'm going to ballet. So I tell my friend that. He's like, okay, well, me and Dave are going. So Dave calls me and says, yo, dude, you're coming to the Harley Davidson dealership, right? I said, no, my kid's got ballet. And Dave's like, you're a fucking idiot. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm a dedicated father to my kid. 8 hours later, I get a call from Dave, and he's like, yep, you're an idiot. I go, why? He goes, because I came home with a $50,000 Harley Davidson. And I was thinking about that just today. Yeah, I am an idiot. If I was just thinking about that today. If I would have went, I could have gotten also a $50,000 Harley Davidson. I could have sold it, put it in Bitcoin, and I'd be a multi-billionaire.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. At that time too, if you bought that much Bitcoin, yeah, you'd be pretty wealthy.
So part of me wants to be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's really cool that Dwayne Johnson bought that, but like
He should have bought him a Bitcoin.
yeah, or he should like the guy has an old friend. I mean, come on, man. Like, of course, how is that newsworthy? Good rich people do that shit for their friends all the time.
Well, my mom shared this story with me, and she really wanted me to put it on here. So,
Does your mom like Dwayne Johnson?
take it up with her. I don't know.
Who
She just
doesn't
sends me
like
some
Dwayne
news stories from
Johnson?
once in a while.
Like, I'm just torn because I really like him, but I really don't like him.
Why? He was great as the boat captain Franco in Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, I started watching that yesterday with my kids. They said it was horrible. We turned it off.
It is. It's noticeable how much softer Disney is. Like you compare that. Okay, I know, to like a Pirates of the Caribbean, which is like it's kind of the same thing, right? Like Jungle Cruise is supposed to be Pirates of the Caribbean in the jungle, but it's just the movie's softer. Like it's so much more vanilla than like Pirates of the Caribbean was. You could just tell
couldn't make it
Disney's
through
just
Pirates
trying
of
to
the
do that.
Caribbean.
Like
In what way? Like, I haven't seen the new Jungle movie, but
Progressive,
explain.
you mean? Woke?
yeah, I think there's a little bit of that. And I just feel like Pirates of the Caribbean was like a little edgier, a little grittier. And now it's like I feel, oh man, I'm gonna take heat for this. It just kind of feels like they're trying to like hype up the identity of every character's story. And I'm not saying that diverse people shouldn't have representation in entertainment and art. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like you can tell that they're going out of their way to be like, oh, now we have this token character, and now we have this token character, and we have a token character for you, little girl. You know, it's just like, I don't know. That was the vibe I got from that movie. Though they have
a Black Greta Thunberg now. You know that they have there's they found there's a young black girl who's also doing the climate tour, like, and she tours with Greta. They got
That's
one
great.
white and one black. They got the how much more diverse do you need than The Rock? He's Samoan and black.
Yeah.
That's pretty diverse to me. I just like all of his posts. He seems like a good guy. Like I would have fun like working out with him or
Oh man,
just
he would fucking crush you. It would be a terrible time.
I would scale. But I would really, and he says funny shit and he's funny and his wife, he's banging some Armenian chick and I like that. And they got kids together. I love all that. But when you have that much power, I just feel like he should speak up on some things.
Wait,
Oh, they
what did they?
modified
There are still
stuff?
auctions, but instead of women, they had women on auction blocks. Okay, I'm not laughing at that.
Oh.
I'm just laughing at that.
I'll show you this. Let me see if I can find this. Peter Bogos.
The Rock would probably smash Fran, honestly, Steven. It's too short of a workout.
Do you reckon he can get his arms over his head?
Yeah, I bet he could. Wrestlers are really athletic. I mean, broken at some point in their career, but like their body awareness is pretty incredible.
Can I show you guys a video that's a minute long?
Oh, is this a good time for me to go to the bathroom?
Sure. Oh no, you go to the bathroom and then I'll show the video.
All right.
Someone should call in now.
Yeah. All right. I'll wait till they call in.
Or I can play that. There's some guy sent me a DM talking about how much he likes Kate. I can play that if you guys want to see that. It really is good though, isn't it?
I can't wait till someone on your podcast starts OnlyFans for Kate. I'm just going to throw that out there to the universe. What do you
I
call that?
I
Manifestation?
have a troll at the moment who keeps on asking me about an OnlyFans.
Does he ask about like seeing your feet and toe spreaders?
No, that's for free on my Instagram. That's
Damn.
how I get my followers.
You should lock that content under a paywall.
British TV is full of token characters. What do you mean by token characters? Meaning like it should be an Asian guy, but they put in a black guy, or it should be a white guy, but they put in a black guy, or it should be a black guy, but they put in an Asian guy. Like it's just obvious, like that
I
character.
think it's just diversity and inclusion, like happening on the media, right?
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know what that means exactly. I want someone to tell me exactly what that means. That guy, I'm sure, will find anything for someone. So, wait, whoa! Are you degrading that guy? I'm sure will find anything for someone so sexy and so fit. I don't understand that, but I hope that's not saying that he thinks every girl is so sexy and so fit, and you're trying to make it less for Kate.
No, I think he's gonna find anything. He'll do something. I don't know.
There's a
whole conversation happening in the comments of this show right now.
He gets paid he gets paid by China. Yes, that's true. Sousa, do you by any chance have that website of mine that's my favorite website? It's the barbelljobs.com. If you need a job, let's say you have a great job, but you go on a podcast because you are just an attention whore and it causes you to accidentally lose your job because you can't stay off of a podcast you know better than to stay off of, and you should go to barbelljobs.com. I can't unmute the guest because they chose to mute themselves. Well, Hobart, you stepped on your own dick.
I'd like to think that I could.
Watch this. Boom. Share screen. I want to see if I can push out. Oh my God. I just pushed out Sousa's share screen. I have a really funny story of pushing something out one time, but that's probably can't be said on this show, but you can't even imagine. Okay.
Were you bored at a hotel?
No.
Couldn't sleep?
Nope. But thank you for guessing. Okay. Let me see if I can, okay, listen to this. This is a minute long. This is really good. This is really good.
Make this full screen, team.
Equity. Equity means making up for past discrimination with current discrimination. In an equitable system, certain individuals and groups must be discriminated against in order to make up for discrimination that other individuals and groups suffered in the past. Equity and equality do not mean the same thing. In fact, they're opposites. If a system is equitable, that means, by definition, people are not treated equally. For example, If a company adopted an equitable employment system, that would mean they hire more women than men because women have faced significant past discrimination. So in an equitable system, the best candidate is not judged solely on the basis of merit or ability, but is judged on the basis of some characteristic like sex or sexual orientation or race. In an employment system that has equality as a core value, any characteristic other than merit does not factor into the hiring process. In other words, if someone is gay or Native American, that would not play a role in whether or not they were hired. Equality means not being judged on immutable physical characteristics.
Yes. I'm trying to get that guy on the podcast. He was basically fired from his job at, was it Columbia University? Somewhere. Because he didn't believe in. So that's it. I bring that up because a lot of people have issues with the equity. They think equity is the definition that you see in the dictionary, which normally I would agree about. But in this situation, it is not. Now, let me read you the definition in the dictionary. Equity, the state or quality of being just and fair, something that is just and fair. Justice achieved not simply according to the strict letter of the law, but in accordance with the principles of substantial justice and the unique facts of the case. So basically, equity is this word, and basically the whole woke culture and all of corporate America has taken it and made it what Peter Boghossian just said in that video. And so that's why when I posted like on Noah Olson's account and I got 500 thumbs up likes on it, which was awesome. So proud of that. I basically said equity comes at the cost of equality, and you have to be aware of that. And that is a slippery and dangerous slope. Equity is basically racism. Not basically, it's racism. It's
discrimination
racism and it's sexism and discrimination.
Just discrimination. Are there cases where that,
and it's not inclusive?
Are there cases where equity is necessary for society, population, government?
Yeah, like of course, like if you run a business that sells fresh breast milk, you must hire more women than men. You must. It's just, well, I guess then that goes back to equality. You're hiring people based on the merit of their job. But recently, the LA County the LA County Sheriff came on Instagram. It's the largest sheriff department, I think, in the United States of America, and the city council there was saying that he needs to hire using equity. And he said, well, I know you guys don't realize this, but that would force me to fire 33% of my staff, because 33% of my staff, or because women outnumber the men there so significantly in the sheriff's department. And they didn't think of it that way, because what they just wanted is more female sheriffs, but they didn't realize that a massive amount of the LA County Sheriff's Department that was civilian was actually women. It was predominantly women. So anyway, just a little side note.
What was the post, the Noah post?
No, a while back, Noah made a post about saying that he was going to give his money that he won at a semifinal or some competition to charity, and I made a post saying, "Hey, don't give it to any charity that uses the word equity." And it started this shitstorm. And actually, at the time, I didn't read the post clearly. I just said that he was referencing specifically, I think, that he was going to give it to Elijah Muhammad's charity, which, ironically enough, does not use the word equity anywhere on the page. And yet people tried slamming me. Like probably 50 people came on and just tried to slam me with like one like each. But my comment got like 500 likes or more, which I thought was amazing. And I basically explained that I explained the definition of equity, and people didn't want to acknowledge it. God damn, I'm drunk.
Yeah, Jonathan Parker's comment.
Yeah, his last.
Oh shit! I'm reading them out of order. This one's even better. Have a fan site, Kate? Damn.
It's Kate is gorgeous. Noah, nah, Kate way better. I'm as hired writer. I found a muse. This is good. Keep it up, John.
Somebody, he also asked me, what am I famous from? From being on this podcast, Jonathan. That's
I only let people on who have a 50,000 followers or more baseline, and Kate met that criteria. This one's interesting. Steven meant The Rock do Kate. Rock do Kate. Me do Kate. Okay, will you do a news story before this guy gets any more drunk?
Please, God damn.
Poo near you. Researchers found that wastewater from human sewage introduces 6.2 million metric tons of nitrogen into coastal ecosystems per year. Up to 63% of this nitrogen comes from treated sewage systems. 5% comes from septic systems, and 32% comes from untreated input, i.e., poop, just going straight into the ocean. For most of the world, most sewage underwent some treatment, but raw sewage remained a prominent problem for certain countries, including China, India, and a number of African nations. Wastewater inputs of pathogens and nitrogen into coastal oceans present clear challenges to coastal ecosystems.
That's brutal.
If for those of you who aren't watching this right now, there's just a picture on this article of which looks, it's like sewage coming out of two giant water pipes, and I don't know,
tens of thousands of gallons of just poop, diarrhea.
You've all eaten a Crunchwrap Supreme before, so just imagine.
I don't even know what that is. I don't like
it's
it.
Taco Bell. Beyond these direct impacts, our results suggest that wastewater inputs are likely to interact with the plethora of anthropogenic stressors to coastal ecosystems, leading to declining fisheries, habitat loss, and degradation, and human health impacts. That should have been the first one, the study concludes. So,
hey, this is actually a good idea. I can't wait until Kate and James start their own podcast and talk about ones yes, please. I also Matt and John should start their own podcast. Someone's like, "Aren't you afraid they're gonna start their own podcast?" I go, "No, that would be awesome."
Matt and John.
So poop. So what's the solution, Hobart? What am I supposed to do? Not shit anymore? I already fast 36 hours a week. I produce less shit than you and Kate.
You think so?
You don't know how constipated Hobart is.
Hey, let's
it's coming out
test
sooner or later.
This.
How?
Get a bucket, put it on a scale. By the end of the week, whose bucket
for
weighs
a week?
I there was this bucket in my garden that I use that I carry around with me, and like I pull weeds with, or I put stuff in it that I don't like, and then take it, throw it somewhere else in my backyard. And we just had a bunch of rains in California, and the bucket was in the corner of my yard. And today it was really sunny, so I was out working on my yard again, and I went over to the bucket and I dumped it out, and poured out with the water was 2 huge blue belly lizards that drowned in there.
Damn.
Because they must have been in the bucket and then it rained. That sucked. That really hurt. Anyway, you're the first person I told. I thought about telling my wife, but I was like, I'm not telling her that bad news. All right.
Quality.
Yes.
Trump gets on top of Biden. Former President Trump leads President Biden by 11 points in a hypothetical head-to-head matchup in Iowa, according to a new poll. I'm glad this is news. I'm glad that we're reporting on hypothetical polls. Seltzer, and I'm the one who wrote it down. Seltzer & Co., as well as the Des Moines Register and Mediacom, found that 51% of likely Iowa voters, so we're not even talking about actual Iowa voters.
Yeah, what organization wrote this? Where's this from?
Just let me finish the story, man.
Okay.
Iowa voters would support Trump in the 2024 election, while 40% said they would back Biden. 4% of the respondents said they would not vote for either of the candidates. Thank goodness. Good choice, 4% of Iowa. And 5% said they remain unsure. Biden in March said he expects to run for re-election in 2024, telling reporters, "My plan is to run for re-election. That's my expectation." That's wild. The Iowa poll conducted between November 7th and November 10th surveyed a whopping 658 likely voters in the state. The margin of error is probably fucking enormous, but it says only 3.8 percentage points. Oh, man.
What a mess. He also won the Hawkeye State in 2000. Oh my goodness, what a mess! What a mess. Will someone cool run for president?
Somebody, please,
Well,
please,
someone
somebody out. This
young.
is such a good point. Please, that guy who called Sevan with your sexy little ASMR voice, please run for
Yes,
president.
yes. Hey, look, this is actually not a bad idea right here. Todd M. Kate's gonna start her own supplement company, and James is gonna box Cole Sager.
I'd box Cole Sager.
Who'd win?
I wouldn't go in there to lose.
I think Hobart has a lot of pent up aggression.
That's it. That's how he communicates all of the issues that he's trying to communicate with his wife. He just lets it out on Cole. That's why you bottle it up.
I like it. I like it.
So it's to win the match. It's
I
for
like
the
it.
game.
I like it. All right.
You got to have some skills, though.
No, there are no other candidates. There's nothing. We're just Fauci. Dr. Fauci is going to run for president.
Oh man,
that would be a pay cut for him. That'd be a pay cut.
Oh, good one.
Yes, he's working on the marketing campaign for Kate's protein powder. So fit, so sexy.
20 grams of protein.
Hey, I hope this dude will call every week with the new. I hope this becomes a new like part of the show. This would be so great.
Oh yeah, one last thing.
You don't understand. That's the thing you have to understand. I don't want to. There's a lot of other shit we talk about. It has nothing to do. I mean, like this is not him. Like we talk about, it's all politics and like heavy shit. And then all of a sudden, there's this one last audio, and I click on it. It's like one more thing. Let me tell.
So fit, so sexy, so straight up there. Talks so much sense.
What the fuck is he talking about? Talk so much sense.
He likes me, you know.
Thank you,
he
Kate.
everything I say. Like,
now I know what he means by you make so much sense. Yes.
Glad to know it.
I could talk absolute bullshit, and he'd be like, yeah, she talks so much sense.
Oh my God, I love her guns.
All round good dude. I really like Kate. Hope you're well, my man.
Okay, let's go to the end.
Military, civility, and experience things. So I'm rapidly trying to catch up on all the good stuff. So keep up the good work, mate, and say hello to that lovely Kate Gordon from me. Take it easy, my man. Ta-da.
Are you allowed to say what his name is? What's his name? What is
I already DM'd. I should get this guy's. I need this guy's phone number. I'm gonna DM him right now. Can you give me your phone number? Can I have your phone number? Can I have
Todd wrote his voice is silk.
Phone number.
It is.
Actually, I'm gonna send him my phone number. That's a little more chill. No, I can't. I just asked him if I could play it, and he said for sure. I said, hey, can I play that last message on my podcast? He said yes. Oh, only if she follows me. Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay, well,
you just locked me into that one.
So maybe I'll
consider you played it at least.
He's very manly. Obviously. So this is one of his workout posts. It's playing classical music. He's listening to classical music while doing a ski erg. Here's his back. Okay, that's it. That's all I can show you.
I like DM him a list of phrases to say for your soundboard. Yes, please do that.
Oh, of course, Kimberly. Of course, Kimberly. I'll DM him a list of phrases for your soundboard, Kimberly. Hey, I wonder if I could just play this just full blast and drop my phone down my pants. I wonder what happens.
You'd grow an inch, man.
Have you guys heard
one last thing.
Sorry, go ahead, Kate. Go ahead.
Have you guys heard of Dipsy? So we were on the topic of porn before. Have you guys heard of the
I know the Dipsy Trail in California.
Like Dipsy or
DIPSEA. Dipsy, one word. It's a brand. It's basically what it is it's like stories that are sexy stories. So it's like an alternative to porn. So it's like
Short and sexy
voices
audio
like
stories.
his But
Like
the audio
nicotine
stories.
gum is like an alternative to cigarettes. That's horrible.
Yeah, okay, kind of like that. If you're a visual person, it could be kind of fun though. Like his voice.
Immersive pillow talks.
Can you play some? Or will we get in trouble?
I don't think I can play them.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you could. No, we couldn't play them.
What's
People
the-
can go and play them.
What's the
I mean,
guy's
this
name?
just sounds. I mean, this testimonial.
Download the app. It's an app. Dipsy.
I
You
had
just use, like, the
this
free
amazing
version.
feeling of my sexuality being respected and catered to that I hadn't really identified as a void until I felt it fulfilled for the first time. That's really nice.
Wait,
Is that from
Dipsy or
Dipsy?
Tipsy? What is this?
I'm just reading
Dipsy,
testimonials from the
D.
website.
The D, capital D,
DIPSY, Dipsy?
EA, like C is in the ocean.
Oh, okay.
This is Dipsy made me feel turned on in a reliable way that I've never really experienced with other content.
Reliable.
Oh, have you guys also seen the porn that is like, there's like porn where they narrate what's going on the whole time? So it's like porn for blind people, essentially.
Yeah.
You can like, what's it called? It has a special name. It's kind of like that, but
Porn?
it's like the more like lyrical, illustrated kind of story version.
Well, I don't see this in DuckDuckGo. What if I put in Dipsy porn?
Nope.
It's an app. Look up for the app.
You're going to
and
get
download
deep
it.
sea porn is what you're going to get, man. Watch this squid.
I found
this
an app that's called
anglerfish.
Whatever Slut Ever. Whatever
Hey, man, maybe
Slut
there'll
Ever.
be a new sponsor for us.
How is Whatever Slut Ever only have 132 views on YouTube? Whatever Slut Ever. That's awesome.
Most people have one adolescence. When you're queer, sometimes you get two. With braces, not me. Lifestyle. Yeah, dude, but the freezer. I had my gay adolescence with poetry.
All right. I don't think this is it. This is about gay adolescents. I give up. Sorry, guys. I wanted to shoot it. I wanted the show to be
Caesar, well done.
pleasure experiment, sex exploration.
Hang on here. I'll show you. It's an app. I don't know why you're having such a hard time finding it.
Well, because I'm just on DuckDuckGo and I put in Dipsy porn
It's.
I don't wanna go to
it's-
the app.
What do they officially call it?
because I want to share it with I want to find like a video. that
I'll
talks-
read the description. Dipsy is an app for short, sexy audio stories that spark your imagination. Sexuality is as mental as it is physical. 90% of women report using their imaginations to get turned on. Dipsy helps set the mood and erases the stress of the day, letting you tap into the power of your sensuality on your terms.
I wonder what it's like to use your imagination to get turned on.
what it's
It's
like. to use your-
fantasizing, and that's fantasizing. Imagination.
Was that?
Why
You know-
did your camera just go?
Yeah, what are you talking about, Hobart? You don't know what it's like to use your imagination to get turned on?
Why do you keep pointing me at your buttons?
Because I have to pull my screen down because I'm going to share this screen right here.
Are you trying to help me imagine?
Share screen. I just don't understand what you don't understand about imagination to turn. You never thought of something that got you around. Okay, here we go.
Most people have one adolescence. When you're queer, sometimes you get two. Let's not count the first one I had. It was awkward with braces. And I tried to hook up with my best friend who actually thought Jesus was her boyfriend, not me.
This is
because I don't
weird. This
believe
is a
that.
weird one.
Oh, but is that it?
Yeah, I think it's kind of sounds like it. Okay, here, I'll find
Is this
one
just like
right
listening
now.
to people's like train wreck relationships? Because I'm totally in for that.
To make yourself feel better about yours?
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'm gonna play one.
Kate is a Rembrandt looking masterpiece. Man, this guy he is Dutch. He is Dutch. I bet you Europeans do some weird shit. I bet you like they're like, you know how their dogs look weird?
What
Like
the
you go
fuck
to
is
Europe
that
and you're
hyphen
like,
doing there with the odd space, Jonathan? You are drunk, man.
you ever go to Europe and they're like, this is our Labrador. Like you see dogs in Iceland and you're like, those don't look like our dogs. They just look different. You know what I'm talking about? Golden retrievers, labs, dogs.
I
they
actually
just
have an
a look.
article about eccentric dog breeds
Okay, let's do it.
and how they used
You
to
want me
breed
to-
it. Oh yeah, no.
I have one to play that's like an actual one.
Porn story.
Okay.
Let's run it.
Okay.
How long is it? How long is it?
Well, we're not gonna listen to the whole thing because it's like
Hopefully, it's another 2.5 hours.
I just don't. If I start to get aroused, I'm going to say a safety word. I'm going to be like, stop.
Hold on, no. Pick a different word.
okay, you guys have two choices. There are two free ones here available. Hometown or Wild Hearts?
Girl Next Door.
Okay, Hometown.
I like the way she translated that.
Do you want me to drag to get to the action? Because it has that option. It might just get a little bit.
Yeah, let's
XXX
drag.
from
Let's
here.
drag the action.
Okay.
That is awesome.
Is that the choice?
Is that like if Pornhub had a button that said money
Direct.
shot? You just click it and it just goes to that part.
Just direct link on the YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I pushed my tongue into the back of my teeth, resisting the urge to ask how he'd found my writing. The car slowed down and my stomach tightened, like I could already feel my future regret. I knew I wouldn't be able to recreate this moment again. Keep driving. We both stared ahead as he drove past my house. He took a right down a worn dirt road without saying anything. Out my window, moonlight was slipping through the branches. When I finally looked over at him, he was watching me. He gripped my head between his hands, framing my cheekbones with his fingertips. I closed my eyes while his lips crushed mine. He wasn't gentle. I wasn't either. His teeth tugged on my bottom lip and then mine on his. When I twisted my body to get closer to him, the seatbelt dug painfully into my skin.
Eric, what's the safe word?
Jack. Oh, you're gonna make me lose control.
So lose it.
He raced to remove anything.
And we have 5.5 minutes into like an 11-minute story.
Mate is so fit. So sexy.
Oh, God, yes.
So straight up there. Talks so much sense. And is just an all-round good dude.
His voice would be so good for that.
Dude,
so good.
That clip is better than that whole. He should start his own Dipsy platform.
Yeah.
Okay, Hobart, what's the news? This isn't our personal fetish podcast.
You sure? Because it's getting there. Oh, I can't wait to be.
You had a
unemployed.
good one queued up. Whatever you said, I was
I
tempted.
got a couple good ones. We're rolling here. We're gonna zip through a couple.
Okay.
70-year-old woman sets record. You may have heard about Alex Honnold, the daredevil climber whose historic ascent of El Capitan in Yosemite with little more than a t-shirt and a hand chalk was portrayed in the Oscar-winning documentary Free Solo. Well, now his mother just became the oldest woman to conquer the famous Granite Peak, having reached the peak on September 23rd, the morning of her 70th birthday. She said, Deidre Wolenick said that she wanted to do this in order to be closer to her son and understand him better. So they climbed El Capitan again together.
But that's nuts.
That's badass.
That is nuts. Hey, look at the theme. The theme park advertisement is a girl with like, it's just a straight boob shot. Can you see her nipples through that shirt?
Yeah, that's Photoshop, man.
Oh, is that really? That's Photoshop when they do that?
That one might not be. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway,
That's incredible.
yeah.
How long did it say it took her?
I don't know if it mentions that.
By the way, if you haven't been to Yosemite, that it's worth going to Yosemite. I'm not. Two things that are a couple things. Yosemite's worth seeing. The giant sequoias are worth seeing. I mean, for sure, worth seeing the giant sequoias. And the Grand Canyon is mind-boggling. Those are the three. Niagara Falls. My goodness. I mean, these are like, they're like you turn your head away and
You
look
say
back.
Grand Canyon?
Yeah, Grand Canyon. Just the Grand Canyon's like that, not even real. You're standing there looking into it, and if you look away, then you have to kind of like look back again. Like, is this real? Is there really a hole this big in the ground? I mean, you've never seen anything like it. And same with the giant sequoias. You're like, are these trees real? Like, you can't. It's almost impossible to take the image away in your mind's eye. They're so nuts. Or the other two, Niagara Falls is absolutely mind-boggling. You're like, where's all this water coming from? How can they keep doing this? What was the other one I said? Niagara Falls.
Yosemite.
Yosemite, yeah. I worked at Sequoia. Hit me up if you need recommendations of what to see. Grew up in Mariposa. I knew you were a Mariposa. And I know Yosemite too. Let me know if you need advice or info. Mariposa means butterfly in Espanol. It's also means something. It's a slur. Shall we?
The best fitness equipment for your home.
Mm.
Pull it up, Souza. Let's see it. Get that.
Is this Rogue's Instagram post?
I just wanted you to notice what items were at the top of the list as we scroll down. And that dumbbells, I don't think hit the list. It did come from a website called Pure Wow. So you can blame me for that. But dumbbells don't hit the list until I think number 18.
Crazy. And what was the title of the list again?
Booty bands.
Best
number
fitness
1.
equipment for your home.
Wow.
Booty bands. Yeah.
Let's do it. What are they?
That's it. I just wanted to hit those. Bosu ball and balance trainer, top of the list. Toe spreaders are also on here, but down near the bottom.
Toe spreaders.
Those weird sexualized jump ropes.
Oh, wow.
What
Good
we call
point.
a large exercise ball. The balance trainer as well.
God, this is horse shit. Who the fuck made this list? Go to this person's name. I want to see this person's name who wrote this article.
No, let's not do that.
Yeah, and let's pull up their Instagram account. I want to see what the fuck makes you think.
What if you pulled up their Instagram and they're just like they're ripping thrusters and doing power cleans?
It's possible. Look, number 6
This is
interactive. Oh my!
a mirror.
Have you seen
The
Mirror?
mirror. Is that like I've seen one that's similar, but it has like cords and things attached to it as well.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know if
Mirror's
it's that.
actually I wouldn't use it, but it's pretty crazy piece of technology. But yeah, it plays like a trainer on there, and they do a workout. It reflects you, and you can follow along with them. But I think it's expensive. It's $1,500. The rebounder.
Oh, I 100% guarantee this was written by a woman. This list was chosen by a woman.
Sexist.
That does not do.
This
good.
was cool. See,
Hey,
these on
that's
there.
good.
Right?
Am I
Hey,
right
listen.
though? Am I right?
I think so.
Hey, that's an amazing piece of equipment right there.
Dip bar.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I actually
And
watched
you
the video of your son do the 1 minute L-sit today.
I actually
100-second L-sit.
Wow.
Oh, did he? Your son
Yeah.
did?
It was a long time ago.
Well, I think I actually am counting. To be honest, I'm counting to 100.
No, it's a 40-second hold, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've
Old.
been
That's
put
an old
onto
video.
a ton of videos of kids that are like 3, 4, 5 learning to skateboard like with their parents, and like there's a whole category of it in like Instagram. There's a whole rabbit hole of kids learning to
Yes.
skateboard. It's sick.
Oh, I need to post a skateboarding video today. Wait, Matt, scroll back down. What was that thing that looked like the Spirit of the Games award this year? Keep going.
The toe spread.
Hey, you know what that is right there? That blue thing that they had.
Designer
That's one of those.
weight. It's equivalent to a dumbbell. Yeah, that would be.
Is that
close
just a
to-
weighted bent
equivalent to a
rod?
dumbbell?
Oh, he
think
passed it.
so.
You know, just Sousa, that U thing. Yeah.
Designer weight. Go down a little bit. I want to read about it.
Are they just selling these on this website? Is that what this is?
A hand weight we can
Buy
leave
it.
in the living room and
Yeah,
admire
okay.
as a sculpture when you're not sweating. This gorgeous 8-pound weight, 12, 16-pound versions. Wow. It's only $130. That's
Okay,
cool.
I'm down with that. I like that. I'm cool with that. Okay. And then that thing right there is just like those toe spacers look like something you'd seen a sex toy. Those are like butt beads or something. Look at those things.
They look like candy. I'd chew on those.
Uh-oh. Those are gummy toe spacers.
Treadmill number 11.
Actually, I did just get an assault runner, and I was really like, will I use it? But fuck, I love it. It's so
You
cool having
bought an
that in there.
assault runner?
Yeah, and I love it. It's actually the coolest thing.
What
so good.
did you sell eggs to buy that?
No, I did do a deal on social media for it though.
Man.
I still
for
paid
you.
for it. I still
I-
paid for it, but
I really
got
want
a
one of
discount.
those.
They're so but the thing is in Melbourne, the weather is so bad. Like the weather is so unpredictable. It's like raining every other day. It's just
And you
shit.
can't go outside anyway.
I can't go outside anyway. So
Fuck.
yeah, I got that and an assault bike together, and they're just the best.
Wait a
Medicine
second.
ball's cool.
Yeah, I want an assault. Roger, if you're listening to this, would you please send me an assault runner? Please. Oh, that's
that'd be
definitely
cool.
something that goes in your butt.
No, that's really big. It's like
Oh.
It's like a 5-inch diameter.
I mean, I think that's
Might
just
go
a
in your
challenge
butt.
for some people, but yeah. Bands, okay.
Colin says, I run marathons. Assault runner is 1,000 times better than any treadmill ever. If you can't run outside, buy the assault runner.
You know, the one thing that would make the assault runner cooler is if you could put resistance on it and do like pushing on it, like, you know, like almost like a sled push on it. That would be fucking cool.
That's
the
actually,
only
that's a
thing that
$1 million idea.
Yeah, like, well, there are already treadmills that do that. Some of the manual ones where you can like adjust the resistance and you can like do a sled push on it. It's just the assault.
Where do you put your hands?
Cameron Randall, 5 inches ain't shit. What a sicko.
I don't get it. What was that 5 inches in
The diameter of that peanut ball you said you could stick in your butt. I like that
dumbbells,
I like that
adjustable weights.
regular
They're in
dumbbells
there.
beat out the adjustable dumbbells, which was good.
What's that?
What is that?
It's a resistance ball. You wrap it around your head, you hold the ball in your mouth to strengthen your jaw.
What? Wait.
That's how you do it.
What is that? What's a resistance ball?
Once you wiggle the two elastic bands around your thighs and start squeezing the attached inflated ball between your legs, your thighs, among other muscles, are going to understand. So you just squeeze the ball in between your legs.
Resistance ball. What's it called? A resistance ball? I'm seeing if there's a video of it on YouTube.
Oh, yoga strap.
Resistance.
It's a nice looking yoga strap.
Ab wheel. That's
I
pretty good.
love those things.
I can't believe it's 24. It's devastating.
What's that?
Ankle weights.
Oh.
Ankle weights.
Oh, wait.
They're quite pretty ones.
Yeah, those are cool. Those are nice. I've never worn ankle weights. I was thinking about getting them for my kids. I was looking for a weight vest for my kids, right? And I couldn't find a weight vest for my kids because I just want it to be like 3 or 4 pounds, right? Nothing
Would
crazy.
you just load up a backpack?
But you know what? They have shirts for kids with autism that are like called like heavy shirts or something.
I just
like
saw, and they have
weighted
like the little
blankets,
bumpies on them.
but
Yes.
shirts.
I was just looking at a company that was doing that. They were making like distributed weight T-shirts that for like training or wearing. It was really interesting. Meditation chair. You could just sit on the ground.
Like heavy shirts? Is that what you're talking about, Hobart? Like a
Yeah, I'll
5-pound
try and
shirt?
find the company. I'll shoot it to you. It was real. These were specifically for training, but I think it was inspired by a shirt design for what you're talking about for kids with autism.
A box. There you go.
Too bad it's not a Rogue box.
Okay, we're getting down to the part that Kate and I want to see. I can't wait. Susan, make sure you get the name and look this chick up on Instagram. I mean,
No, she's all the
this
way at the
person.
top.
Oh, she is. Let's see him. Because I'm not sexist. I know it's a man. I know it's equally possible that it's a man or a woman who wrote this article. Except that men don't know how to write.
Dana Dickey.
Oh, shit. That ain't her
Dana
real
Dickey.
name. That ain't her real name. Come on.
It's still a
man.
girl.
Dana
Even if it's not a real name. She's just used another girl's name.
Dickey Instagram.
Pure wow, Dana Dickey.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, she better be a porn star. She's the senior editor at Pure Wow. Holy
She's the editor,
shit.
yeah. LinkedIn.
Oh my goodness.
University of Florida.
Oh, Dana, come on, man. You're killing me.
She has a personal website.
Oh, it's a pretty good backbend.
Yeah, I can't rip her up. I don't see anything woke in her profile. You're lucky, Dana. So instead, I want to say, Dana, good job spreading fitness and movement. It's all expressed in different ways, different levels,
Light and
different
love,
values.
Light and love, light and love.
Yes. I'm full of light and love. All right, Hobart.
Damn.
Hobart, you must be doing great today because we're not getting any calls. People don't want to interrupt you because you're doing so great.
It's about damn time. CrossFit in middle-aged women. It took 49-year-old Karina Besednik. Karina B. months of intense training to prepare for this year's worldwide CrossFit Open competition. She worked out 10 times a week doing Olympic weightlifting and gymnastics. 3 years ago, she couldn't even have contemplated competing. She was 30 pounds overweight. Indeed, as more women spend quality time with barbells, they're bursting the myth that lifting creates masculinized bodies, says Phillips. I've been lifting for 12 years and I still don't have a fucking masculinized body. So thank you, Patricia Treble.
Wait a second. Where's that posted? Where's that posted?
This was on McLean's. I don't know. I was just doing like searching CrossFit news.
I want to tell you why CrossFit is attracting middle-aged women. It's attracting middle-aged women for the same reason it attracts Navy SEALs.
Because that guy, I was gonna say because of that guy with the sexy voice.
It's because it fucking works, man. That's it. Nothing else. There's nothing else. It works. Super
Anyway,
potent.
Since
Hello,
dress,
how are you from Egypt, Europe?
CrossFit does work. My name is Tanner, by the way.
Oh, you're from Germany.
Yes.
How'd I know that?
Ich komme aus München.
Because we only have 4 callers, and they always keep the same ones who rotate in every show. What's up, brother? How are you? You still stuck in Germany?
Yes, I am. I'm doing good. I had a question for James today.
Shoot.
Go ahead. Okay. So I got my L1 about 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. Either way, it expires in like a year. And I want to know, is it worth it to get the L2, or is it the same stuff, just slightly better?
Tanner, honestly, I think it kind of depends what your goal is. You will see updates to the level 1. Like there's just more areas of polish. The nutrition lecture and the programming lecture, I think, are both updated since you last saw them. I think from like a intensive, student learning perspective, the level 1 is a little bit more fun and a little bit easier. It's less on the coaches coming in. The level 2 is really aimed at developing your coaching skills. So you're going to go into level 2 and you're going to be the one coaching the small groups and, taking cueing movement and demonstrating movement. So the level 2 is just a lot more work on you going in there. And then throughout the level 2, the red shirt trainers are going to provide feedback and insight and constructive ideas on how to identify what areas of your coaching are excellent, what areas of your coaching might need work. So the level 2 isn't just like a more of the same kind of thing in the level 1. It's a very different course. It just depends what your goals are. I mean, if you're really looking for like a coaching clinic, hands-on, getting feedback from other expert coaches and being around your peers, 100% would recommend headed toward the level 2. If you're just someone who's like, I don't care to coach, I don't care to teach, I don't want that kind of feedback, I don't coach regularly anyway, I would 100% recommend going back to the level 1. But in terms of personal enrichment, I think the level 2 is that next step in terms of courses. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's exactly what I was looking for. I coach full time.
Yeah.
I haven't got the most positive feedback about the L courses where I'm from. And a lot of people here do the online level 1. And from what I've heard, they learn a lot, yes, but they don't come out coach ready, we'll call it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're coaching full time, and especially if you're someone who doesn't get a lot of attention, like if you're kind of the head person and you're providing a lot of feedback for other people, or you're not receiving a ton of feedback, I would definitely recommend the level 2. I think you'll really, really, really enjoy having that attention on you throughout that weekend. Especially if you're already going in there with a lot of experience. I think that's really helpful for the trainers who are going to provide you feedback. And you're going to be in a group of your peers, which is always a great place to just learn from others' mistakes, but also learn from what others are doing well. So yeah, man, if that's where you're at, I definitely recommend level 2.
I appreciate it. That's what I was looking for.
Heck
By
yeah.
the way, I heard the story about the fitness equipment. How does dumbbells fall in at like 15 or whatever number it was?
Oh, because I got the article off some cheesy fitness health body website.
Dana Dickey.
Because of Dana.
Because of Dana.
I do like Dana, though. I do like Dana.
I really am a fan of, like, if you're moving your body to exercise, I think that's a really good thing. I'm always still blown away that Bosu balls even exist on planet Earth. But yeah.
Okay, Mr. Germany, thank you.
Good luck, Tanner.
Thank you, Sevan. Have a nice day.
And
one last thing. Kate Gordon, mate, is so fit. So sexy. So straight up there. Talks so much sense.
I know. You've told us 1,000 times already. Shut the fuck up already. We know how cool it is. Got to bring the vibe back up. Anytime someone calls and fucks up the show by talking about like important real shit, we got to like play that. Jonathan, that guy flew to Germany and kind of got stuck there during COVID. Stuck's is a little bit of a exaggeration, but he's basically in Germany and he worked at Starbucks for 2 months there, and now he calls in periodically to the show. He's a regular caller.
Yeah, so chill out, John.
Yes, John, have another drink.
Drink.
Come back when your spelling is worse.
Look at you can just, if that is German and
come back when you accidentally type your Pornhub search queries into our chat. Jonathan.
I don't want to go. I hope that's never exposed. I hope my computer never gets hacked.
I don't want to go through this whole story. I just wanted to talk.
Hey, I won't look at I won't look at any crazy porn because of that. Because I know that one day that all gets released. like it's just like someone made a joke about Sevan only does missionary position. He's so boring or something. Yeah. That's like if I go to Pornhub, I just let whatever just pop up, and that's what I'm stuck with. I don't fucking dip into the fucking search query.
You don't look up like
me in
like
fucking
one-legged
10 years.
foot vape fetish.
No, nothing.
You're
I don't do nothing. I think the one time I was listening to Howard Stern and he talked about stuck porn, and so I think that was the only thing I ever searched. Do you know what stuck porn is?
What is stuck porn?
It's like a woman's like taking the clothes out of her dryer and she gets stuck in there, and then the handy man comes over and slams her doggy style. It almost always ends up doggy style. Or like a woman's like climbing through a doggy door and she gets stuck, and like the neighbor comes over to try to help her, and next thing you know, they're having doggies. It's called stuck. Or her hand gets stuck in the disposal and the guy comes over. It's absurd. But it's so funny. But there needs to be like 1,000 of them. It's just like 20 different women got their hands stuck in the disposal. 20 different women got stuck in the. No one thinks of anything creative. It's always like stuck in a window, stuck in a doggy door, stuck with your hand in the disposal.
Does it ever happen to a dude? Like he's like,
those are the things I don't type in.
A gutter.
I'm sure.
Ladder falls.
Hobart,
and he's hanging and his hands fall down.
I guarantee. Yes.
And there's like a jazzercise club walking by.
Yeah.
And they all just go investigate.
What was that band that sung YMCA? The Village People.
Village People.
Yeah, a guy stuck in the Village People walked by and helped themselves to a treat. Yes, I'm sure that exists.
How sexist am I? I couldn't even say the guy was doing laundry. He's my guy's cleaning a gutter. I'm gross.
Oh, he's picking up a box of nails that he dropped.
Yeah. Or like he's pouring a concrete slab in the backyard for a nice fire pit patio and his feet get stuck.
Yes. Oh my God.
And the dog runs by and he has his sandwich in his pocket and he rips his pants off.
Hobart.
James, you're really good at this.
This is creative.
I've never searched this in my life. I just wanted to say that.
Oh my God. Sevan only watches porn with guys that look like Josh and Matt. Not true. Not true at all. GP. Speaking of spelling
I wonder
errors.
how many top CrossFit athletes, I'm going to derail this, have been approached to do pornographic film.
There's
definitely for show.
You think?
Which is essentially a pornographic film or photography, right?
Well, not all of it.
Yeah. It's a lot of naked stuff.
But I want to know, like, is anybody sending Fraser like, hey, I got this, we're going to do this film. It's called Stuck Porn. You're going to be cleaning a gutter, standing on a ladder.
I thought you were about to say you're going to be cleaning a barbell. You're going to get stuck in the bottom.
No,
of the
you're
couch.
bench pressing and 450 get stuck on your chest, and the Village People walk by and help themselves to a little snack. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Put it up, Sousa. Put my future employer up.
Barbeljobs.com. Even James Hobart could get a job there. There's a lot of cross. Well, there is some porn out there that's been shot in CrossFit gyms. I remember when I worked at HQ, there was someone showed me that one time. I remember, yeah, and it was kind of made its rounds, and they're like, "Holy shit!" One of the affiliates is like, you know, trying to make a hustle and doing porn. It said CrossFit in the back. You could even see it and everything. And there was I remember at the Del Mar regionals, there was this girl who was in a shitload of porn, and she had been hanging around. So I know that there's porn stars who do CrossFit. So that's two things. And then I know that there's a lot of athletes out there where their Instagram accounts look like they act like porn stars. So
in what way?
Oh boy.
Every single picture of them is a camera like pointed at their crotch or at their titties or at their ass or at their zones or them always in a bathing suit or them like wearing a Santa outfit with a bikini bottom, or it's always something that
I should do that.
That's very tantalizing. And
I want to have a tantalizing Instagram.
Yes. You could. You got a body.
Every time those people DM me and they're like, "Hey, you want to gain 100,000 followers?" I write back, "Yes, absolutely."
Me too.
Every time.
Yes, me too.
And then they're like, and I'm like, "How do you do it?" And they're like, "Oh, nice to meet you. Give me your credit card number."
I never write how to. They said, we'll help you market and get more than the 22 likes that you got on your last post. I'm like, great, thank you. And they're like, do you want to hear about our plan? And I'm like, no.
Just do it.
Just do it. Do you want our pricing policy? Nah, just do it.
Oh, man. Eccentric dog breeds. I don't want to read this whole story. It was super long. It was immensely boring, but
are there pictures?
A couple. You got to scroll. The one you got to scroll down to, Susie, you got to go all the way down to the bottom. We're looking for the turn spit dog.
Can you define eccentric dog breed?
I'm going to talk. Just let me get there. Oh, right there. So I guess this is a Victorian era dog breed. Turn spit dogs were exactly what they sound like. Compact hounds specifically bred to run for hours on end, powering a roasting spit as they went. Oh. It was a wretched life. The unfortunate pooches were considered coarse, vulgar, and hideously ugly, and habitual cruelty toward them was common. Anyway, there's a bunch of other stuff in the article, but I was just blown away by the fact, yeah, I'm sure it is, that we bred dogs to run on a wheel like a hamster that turned a spit over a fire to cook meat.
And the cat gets to just chill in front of the fire.
Yep.
Sexist. Hey, I wonder what that cable's made of.
I don't know, dog skin. Other turn spit dogs that were dead.
Hey, what is that thing called? Susan, can you Google that word and see if there's any more images of that? How have I never
just
seen
Google
that
turn spit dog?
Oh my goodness, turn spit dog.
Humans are special, the most special animals. Also in Hawaii, there was the poi, which only ate vegetables and was treated more like a goat than a relative of wolves. Meanwhile, in the Pacific Northwest, there was the woolly Salish, a literal sheepdog bred for its wool. It's not a dog. That's a hateful squirrel. Bred for its wool, which was turned into clothes.
Man, that the same image is used for all turn spit dog posts, but can you imagine the first time someone did that?
I just love that last sentence in bold. The type is now extinct. Oh, you think? Wonder why?
No dog is extinct. That's crazy.
Turns out, turn spit dogs.
Oh, look, they got. Oh my goodness, what is this?
I can't wait till I meet somebody and they're like, "Oh, I love dogs." I'm like, "Me too. I used to have the best turn spit dog. He ran like a mother. I cooked at least 18 hams with that dog. He lasted 2 whole Thanksgivings before his legs burn off."
I thought you were gonna say you can't wait to meet someone who says, "I really like the podcast." Hey, there's a hamster wheel stand-up desk. This is crazy. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna have a bunch of okay.
Hold on. I got something. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this contraption. This is amazing. That's real.
Is he walking on it?
I'm gonna play it in a second. I'm gonna animate this shit.
It's not very fast.
It looks
Dude.
heavy.
Dude, that's a prototype for sure. Wow, he needs to talk to Roger over at Assault Bike and get some of the kinks worked out. Oh my God. Oh, look how close that is to just pulling his computer down. Oh my goodness. Ay.
Wow.
All right. Whoa. What's going on here?
That young man could have a nice future as a turn spit dog.
He does. All right. Next article. Next news article. Oh my God, we're approaching 3 hours.
Yeah, we're doing it. We could wrap it up on.
Do you think there's anyone who's been with us all 3 hours?
I was going to talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse case, but I think 3 hours is too late for that nuclear warhead.
Do you even know about that case, Kate?
Cameron, you are a turn spit dog, man.
I was just reading that comment. Tell me about the case.
Well, Sevan, Kyle Rittenhouse, 18 years old, faces 6 criminal counts, including first-degree intentional homicide, which is Wisconsin equivalent of first-degree murder, which is, premeditated or murder intent. Depends actually state to state. But anyway, for fatally shooting Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, Anthony Huber, 26, and wounding Gage Grosskreutz, sorry if I pronounced names incorrectly, then 26, in the wake of protests that erupted when a white Kenosha police officer shot 29-year-old Jacob Black. So protests in Kenosha, Wisconsin erupted, and young Kyle Rittenhouse was out and about, active with an assault rifle, or I should just say an AR, and he shot these 3 men.
And killed 2 of them, right? 2 of them died?
2 died. Yeah, 1 survived. The defense will aim to persuade jurors that Rittenhouse's actions were justified in a legal sense, that he had reasonable fear he would be killed or suffer significant injury, and that he responded to the alleged threat in a reasonable way.
Oh, really? Wait, who said that? That case is over?
No. I believe the jury's deliberate. They either go to closing arguments this week or they just finished closing arguments, and the jury.
It looks like he's going to get off his self-defense, though, right? Like that's what people are saying.
Yeah, I think it's.
Well,
did you see what George Floyd's uncle or nephew posted?
I knew I shouldn't have ended with this case. Rittenhouse faces a reckless homicide 3 hours in, charged for killing Rosenbaum, and a charge of attempted first-degree homicide for shooting Grosskreutz. He also faces 2 felony charges of recklessly endangering safety and a misdemeanor charge for possession of a dangerous weapon by a person under 18. At the time, 17, when he was the weapon he was carrying, he was legally not supposed to be carrying. The judge has already ruled on a flurry of pretrial motions on whether statements and damaging information about Rittenhouse or the shooting victims could be included as evidence. Finley said people may be emboldened to carry fire. One of the many social issues pouring out of this case or being read into the case said people may be emboldened to carry firearms to violate protests or riots if Rittenhouse is acquitted. If convicted, it might make that behavior look like a riskier proposition.
It's not what's on trial here, you fucking idiots. George Floyd's either his uncle or his nephew or one of them made a post on social media basically telling the jury, hey, we have pictures of you. Do the right thing. By the way, this happens in Chicago every day. The only thing is,
I think that's a really good point to bring up. I think there's been a lot read into this case. What socially charged, racially charged.
By the way, they're all white. They're all white, Kate. But this basically happened at a George Floyd riot.
Not George Floyd riot, but yeah, a riot.
It's all George Floyd
related to similar circumstances. But I think one of the big issues with this is like not this exact event, but similar events. This is something that happens nationwide. And I think, unfortunately, it's been picked up in the media as emblematic of racial injustice at large in the United States, which I don't think this is the right case to kind of place that on. But
when I was a liberal fucking moron, I was in Berkeley one time riding my bike, and I saw all these people dressed in black. There were like 50 of them, and you couldn't see their faces, and they were all riding bikes. And and their faces were covered. They were like KKK members, but all dressed in black, and they were riding their bikes too. And I'm like, where the fuck are these people going? And I was like out on a serious bike ride with my buddy, and we go up through downtown Berkeley, and we notice, oh, there's a fucking Trump rally, and it was fucking in Berkeley, and I couldn't fucking believe it that there was a Trump rally in Berkeley. There's no Trump supporters in Berkeley, and there was like 50 of them there. And as you might imagine, a Trump rally in Berkeley doesn't look like your normal Trump people. You know, there were trannies there and gay people holding the American flag and the gay flag, and, you know, dudes there who were clearly gay, dressed like really flamboyantly with the MAGA hats on, and the fucking dudes in black fucking attacked them. And it was fucking Antifa. And right there, I got tons of video with my phone. It was in broad daylight. And that was my first experience of seeing something like that. I was like, holy shit. They just fucking just rolled up on this Trump rally in the middle of not People's Park. It was right by the police station, right at the police station, the park on Telegraph or Shattuck Avenue that's right across the street from the police department. Telegraph, no. Shattuck, right by the high school and the police department. So I saw that and I was like, wow, that I didn't like that. I was like, that's really fucked up. They just fucking violently attacked these people. So you flash forward to this thing that happened, this Rittenhouse case. And this is the part that just really fucking, the two things I'll share with you, Kate. One of the guys who was shot, who lived, on the stand. So the prosecution was trying to say that this kid Rittenhouse, this 17-year-old, murdered these people and killed these people. Well, the guy who lived, he basically said on the stand, no, this guy was holding his gun down. I walked up to him with my gun pointed at him, and then he picked up his gun and shot me. He fucking says that on the stand.
Isn't there a photo of it as well?
Yeah, photo, drone footage, all sorts of shit. And then but our media, including our president, the whole time has been tweeting and saying shit that this guy is fucking guilty. People like LeBron James, all sorts of crazy shit. And basically what happens is when you lie to people and you get people to believe lies, you start making them crazy. It exacerbates what's that called? Cognitive dissonance. It makes everything fucking worse. It starts making it okay to say 2 + 2 is 5. It's not. And you start making all of society crazy. One of the guys who was killed was in jail for 10 years for molesting 5 boys with anal sex between the ages of 7 and 11 or something. He had just been released from prison that day, where he had attempted to commit suicide.
That's okay. But that's a perfect point of why this is inappropriately presented in the media, because that's something that you can't present as trial when giving character evidence of this person.
Right.
In the same
and my
way,
mom even told me, she goes,
Kyle
why do you
Rittenhouse
keep
had,
bringing
like, a
that
bunch
up?
of
My mom keeps saying, well, why do you keep bringing that up? Why do you keep bringing that up? Just like, why do you keep bringing up? She's like defending George Floyd to me. Why do you keep bringing up that George Floyd pointed a gun at a pregnant woman's stomach? It has nothing to do with the case. I hear you. And I'm not suggesting that George Floyd needed to die because he pointed a gun at a pregnant woman's stomach in a home invasion robbery. I'm not suggesting that he deserved to die because he was driving around high on alcohol, high on fentanyl, and high on meth. What I'm saying is those are important into taking the person's mental state and character into account. This guy had just been released from 10 years jail that day, Kate. Dear Kate. Dearest Kate. Catherine. Katie.
Yeah.
But just so you know, his fiance, this part blows my mind, says he's a really good dude. He had a fiance, but he's been in jail for 10 years for anally raping 5 little boys. The fucking nuts. Nuts. I have no compassion for people who hurt kids. And I know a lot of you out there have hurt kids throughout this COVID thing. Don't think I don't know. Don't think we all don't know.
Well, on that happy note, do we just want to wrap it up there, or do we want to talk about how Annie and Katrin launch a new children's book?
Really? They did?
Again, this is an article my mother sent to me.
Annie Thorsdottir and Katrin Doder?
Yep, two-time champion Annie Thorsdottir and two-time champion Katrin Davidsdottir have written a children's book together, which they will fully reveal on Tuesday, November 16th. So 2 days, people. The story is centered around a young girl named Freya, which is also the name of Annie's daughter, who sets out on an adventure to chase down her own destiny. That's great. I can't wait to read that.
Me too. That's awesome.
So they're releasing headphones and writing children's books, which is cool.
I want to show you. Hold on. Oh, here it is. My wife. You guys probably don't know this. Bam! There it is. No, that's not there. There it is. My wife has a children's book.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that at some point.
Breathing with Lily.
I'm gonna buy this right now.
It's not about chasing down your destiny, but it's about using breath work in order to
help yourself fall asleep.
Well, it's really to, like what they said, to let your destiny, whatever they said. It's basically it's just an awesome book. I just like it because you want it. It sucks that I had to wait until I was 39 before someone to let me know that breathing really is at the root of all things good on the planet.
It is wild how much some breathing practices can help. Like I always made fun of people when they would talk about it. And like, as I've tried to institute some of these practices, my mom's done yoga for over a decade. She kind of sends me some stuff and talks about it. Like, it is crazy just even how physiologically, when you start to breathe differently, like everything else in your body starts to change. It's a pretty wild thing. I don't know a ton about it, but I thought it was all hocus pocus, and I'm slowly more and more a believer.
It's everything. It is everything. Breathing is everything. You think you're going to premature ejaculate? Focus on your breath. You want to manifest a $35 million mansion?
Think about Sevan in a vest.
No, breath.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. You're afraid you're going to premature ejaculate? Just take a whiff of my breath.
All right, play that recording one more time so we can wrap this up. Breathing with Lily. Great book.
Are we where am I? How do I stop? Where am I didn't stop screen share.
Nailed it.
I wonder if I can rewind it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, one last thing. Kate
thing.
Gordon, mate, is so fit, so sexy, so straight up there, talks so much sense, and is just an all-round good dude. I really like Kate. Hope you're well, my man. Loving your work, loving the podcast. I've fallen behind lately because I've been away on courses doing these military civility and experience things. So I'm rapidly trying to catch up on all the good stuff. So keep up the good work, mate, and say hello to that lovely Kate Gordon from me. Take it easy, my man. Ta-da.
I'm really curious to know how he responds after he listens to this podcast, if he does.
This is what I want to ask you. How many takes do you think that took him?
Fucking one.
Yeah.
How he talks.
Yes, one. That guy can lick to the center of a Tootsie Pop in one lick. Do you remember those commercials?
I better get going on my breath work.
Remember those commercials? How many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
A 1, a 2,
yeah,
a 3.
Kate, you don't remember those?
We don't have Tootsie Pops here.
Yeah, man, it's a different down. Whatever. I don't know what the equivalent is.
Thank you, Cameron. You're a good dude.
Yes.
Whoever hit those 2 dislikes on this video can meet me in the fucking parking lot.
I like how Cameron updated his profile pic because it wasn't that before.
Oh, this is rope climbing guy. No, that was a different guy.
That was Dylan Vowell.
Cameron's trying to impress Kimberly. Oh, they're supposed to troll us. Now we're trolling them. How does that work? So that's it. We're done.
I think that's it.
I'd just like to say that I'm so happy that first of all, it's going to cost extra money to host this because it's 3 hours long on Buzzsprout. That sucks. Fuck you guys.
Buzzsprout.
Because it's 3 hours long. But I'm so glad I wasn't going to use that Cape Gordon thing until like the end of the show. I'm so glad I did it right off the bat. I was like, am I just going to bust my nut if I use this too early in the show? But it was the gift that kept giving.
Yep.
Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah? What time is it there?
4:08 p.m. on a Monday.
Will that get you through till tonight's bedtime?
Yeah, I did just record that last one. So
You can just go back. This is live. You can just go back.
I'm gonna
and
go play it
listen
to
the
Greg.
show.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey, babe,
Funny
just
thing,
wanna let
I
you
did
know that
too.
other people want to bone me." So
Better get to work.
Sousa, thanks for everything.
Steve-O, he's back.
Just go, man. Yeah, Steve-O's back in.
low budget Steve-O.
Bruce Wayne had to say it.